All right, everyone. I hope you can hear me. We are now in the new mission control center here. We have a new desktop computer running this whole fiasco that we refer to as the New York Giants football channel. We got Russell Wilson in waiting, sitting there, waiting, anticipating. Will they sign me? Will they go with Aaron Rodgers? Oh, what will the New York Football Giants do? Da, da, da. I don't know. Let's give a big shout out to Massey. This monologue is going to go out to Massey. And Massey says with the super chat, can't catch a live stream today due to time. How the heck is almost a 40-year-old washed-up quarterback Aaron Rodgers holding 3 teams hostage? The fate is in the hands. He must be enjoying this attention as well. You know he has to be. I mean, you literally know he has to. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, that he's sitting there on the beach with his whatever. I mean, with his robe or whatever the hell he's got on. He's walking around the beach. He's listening to his headphones. He's looking pensive out into the ocean. Should I be a Viking? Should I be a Steeler? Should I be a Giant? For the love of God, pick a team. And the stupidity of the Giants sitting there and basically saying, hey, yeah, you take your time and we are going to wait on you. Aaron Rodgers hasn't had a stellar season in almost 4 years. When is he all of a sudden the Messiah? He was the Messiah in New York for the Jets for 2 years. And how many games last year did the Jets win? And people will say, well, that wasn't Aaron Rodgers' fault. Well, Aaron Rodgers' offense looks stagnant. They went out and got Aaron Rodgers weapons. Like they always say, we have to go out and get the weapons. They went out and got Aaron Rodgers weapons. They went out and got Aaron Rodgers his favorite receiver. They brought in his other favorite receiver for Green Bay. They got Garrett Wilson. They got 2 running backs. They have a semi-okay offensive line. It's not a great offensive line, but it's better than the Giants. But somehow he couldn't produce on the other side of MetLife. But we are going to let the whole free agent process be held up because of Aaron Rodgers. And now listen, I am in this. There's no great shakes that you're bringing in Russell Wilson. I'm sorry. What, Russell Wilson won some games early for the Steelers, then they lose 6 in a row? Again, the Steelers' offense looks stagnant. And that's with a better offensive line. It's better with a better head coach. It's with a better wide receiving core. It's better, well, maybe not wide receiving core, better running game. And we're going to get into Tyrone Tracy. We're going to get into the love affair of Tyrone Tracy. Because of the fact that the Sports Illustrated came out and they did the roster rankings after free agency. And the Giants are still 30th. And kind of rightfully so. And we're going to get into that. But I just want to get into the fact that we are waiting here. We are waiting here for the Giants to make some type of decision. They still don't know what's going to happen with the 3rd pick. We don't know if Tennessee or the Browns are going to go quarterback. We don't know this. We have no idea. But we're sitting here waiting. We're waiting with breathless anticipation for Aaron Rodgers. If we were waiting for Aaron Rodgers 10 years ago, then I'd be like, okay, this makes a little more sense. But we're waiting for 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers. Think about that. We are waiting for 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers to come on the scene. Why? Is he going to move the needle to what? Maybe 6 wins? And I keep saying this about the Giants. The Giants evidently want to be more relevant than they do want to be good. And that right there in itself is a problem. We don't want to just be relevant. We want to be good. We want to win. We want to move the needle. Oh, Big Blue Sports. Hold on, I'm looking for something here. We want to move the needle. And we want to go forward that way. That's what we want to do. But for some reason, we're just not doing that. We're not doing that right now. And I don't know why. Truly don't know why. Because we're letting this guy hold us hostage. Is Russell Wilson? Listen, I'm not for the Russell Wilson signing. I'm not. I say you put your eggs in either Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders basket. I say you make a trade. I say be bold, the mighty forces will come to your aid. That's what I say. But you're going to run it back with either a 38-year-old quarterback or a 41-year-old quarterback with a suspect offensive line, and the guys that you're signing, a lot of the guys that we signed outside of Adobo, and yes, I know it's Debo, but I like calling him Adobo because I love Adobo. I love Adobo. And Holland, the rest of these guys you brought in are backup guys and special team guys. Yeah, I don't count Ferguson as a great signing. I count Ferguson as an overreach. You added depth. You added depth pieces outside of two guys. You added depth pieces without any depth, or I should rephrase it, without any starters in front of the depth, which was our problem last year. And we think that the ills of the season of last year the 3-win season will be cured by Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson. I think neither one of them survives 6 games. I think you are hoping that both of these guys can somehow play 15 games. And what in the lineage or the history of these guys over the last 3 years does anyone have confidence that they can play 16 games? Zero. I got zero confidence. I got zero confidence Aaron Rodgers makes it out of the first quarter of the first game. And did anyone see the home schedule? Have we missed the home schedule? I think some people have. And you understand that within our division, yeah, the Eagles, the people are thinking that the Eagles are gutted. Oh, the Eagles are gutted. The Eagles aren't gutted. I'm sorry. The Eagles will retool easily. They are going to retool. How come I can't find me on this thing here? Hold on. I'm looking for something here. And I can't find it. I can't find it what I'm looking for. But that's all right. Oh, there it is right there. There it is. There it is right there. There we are. I'm supposed to be streaming someplace else on another platform that's not the one with the letter. But I can't find if I'm streaming on there. Let's see what we got in the chat, though, with this giant morning. Good morning, Giants. Big Blue Forever said, let's get it on. Oh, sorry. That's what she said. Matthew says, good morning, Tim. Good morning, OBB family. When is the Falco signing? And that's the other thing. Marcus Mariota already went. Not that I thought Marcus Mariota was the answer. But here's my thing. Marcus Mariota at least is young enough to give you a couple games if you draft a rookie quarterback. And I swear to God, if you pick Jackson Dart at 3, I swear. And I've said this before. If you are watching the draft stream before the Giant picks, open your window. And then what I want you to do is listen outside. Because if they pick Jackson Dart, no matter where you are in this world, you will hear a stream of obscenity floating through the ether that you will be able to hear. Good morning, Tim OBB. One of the Falcos. And Joe Falco. Shane, we're better off getting Shane Falco. Stone Force said was the worst signing they've made. He might not even make the team. Other than that, Golston, Adobo. I know it's a Debo, but I love Adobo. Holland and Joe had a pretty good free agency, except for waiting for Rodgers. I see Golston over. We paid for I don't see Golston had 5.5 sacks. Rotational player. He's not going to be an every down guy. Debo. Let's see what happens when he comes back. I know he does backflips, and until the game of the NFL is predicated on you doing a backflip and not stopping and starting and making sure you have the fluidity of motion in your hips until all that is out the window, then I'm gonna wait and see. I like the Holland sign. I said it before. Everyone else is a depth signing. You get a swing. Some of the guys, I love it. The one tackle we signed had a pass blocking rating of 30. And then he had like a run blocking rating of like 38. I love it because my brother James Williams said it best. He says, I looked at this signing and all I could think of was
Ricky Vaughn, Willie Hayes. I never heard of most of them. Mitchell Friedman? Who are these fucking guys?
I thought that was stellar. Who are these fucking guys? That's what James said to me. They are depth signing on a roster full of depth pieces. That's why I said the new rankings for Sports Illustrated after free agency, the Giants are ranked 30th. Only ones that are below the Giants are Cleveland and, of course, Carolina. But at least both of them could potentially have a quarterback. Matthew says they also called someone like Zappy. If you bring in Zappy, oh, God. I like Wilson. I'm waiting for Tim. Like Wilson, I'm waiting for Tim. I'm right here. I was early. I was actually on time today. Matthew says the writing is on the wall. Rodgers wants the Vikings. He doesn't want them. For some reason, Giants want Rodgers, and they keep. The Giants are dragging their feet on this shit. They're literally dragging their feet, and I really don't understand why. You are holding up your entire process because there's no guarantee right now you are going to get a starting quarterback in this draft. And I do not, like I said before, Jackson Dart comes out last year. He is Joe Milton. He is a 7th round pick at best. You could talk about all the games, and I'll keep saying one thing: 19 touchdowns in 5 games, 10-8. Watch the Florida Kentucky or the Kentucky game. Watch the fact that if you literally watched him throw at the combine on a couple of his deep passes, he literally contorts himself to the point where he just kind of and he kind of throws the ball with this contortion. He almost looked like, go back and watch it, and go back and first time I'm going to tell you to do this. First time I'm going to tell you to do this about Jackson Dart. This is like when I told you a couple of years ago, this one quarterback was stepping in the bucket, and I had to explain it with the baseball analogy, and then everyone was like, "Oh my God, he's doing that." Go back and first thing I want you to do is Google javelin thrower. Then watch like a minute of someone throwing a javelin at a high level. Then after you do that, Google Jackson Dart combine throws. And then come back and talk to me. Because at one throw, it looked like, because they had the cone set up, it looked like, and I said it before, you're with your buddies in the park, you're playing ball, you're taking the half court shot, you run up through the half court shot, you do the big chuck. That's what he looked like at one point. But watch, just do this for me, guys. I'll wait. Google javelin throws, watch like a minute, then go back and Google Jackson Dart combine throws, the deep passes, the go routes, and then get back to me. And I know someone in the chat's going to do it because that's the kind of chat we have here. Someone in the chat is going to go out there and do that. All right, so we have, I got to calculate something here, guys. Hold on, I'm going to get my calculator out here for a minute because I got to check something here. All right, so we got 55 there plus 58 there equals, and that's one. Oh, you know what? We do have some people watching on the other platform. All right. And our offense is even worse. I don't think we're worse. David says, Russell Wilson waiting like the show, The Bachelor. He's waiting for Joe Schoen to receive his rose. The problem is Joe Schoen is waiting to Doug Bush, Aaron Rodgers. I don't get the love affair with the Giants and Aaron Rodgers. I really don't. If this was Aaron Rodgers 10 years ago, and Aaron Rodgers was the bride to be, and the entire NFL was courting Aaron Rodgers, I get it. But the Giants also could have courted Lamar Jackson, but they signed Daniel Jones instead because he was not an exclusive tag. Oh yeah, we're idiots. I keep forgetting. What the hell is this front office doing? They're holding up the entire process for Aaron Rodgers. And you know what is going to happen with Aaron Rodgers? He's either going to go to. Here's the worst case scenario. Aaron Rodgers says, "Fuck it," retires. Russell Wilson goes back to Pittsburgh, which is already the rumor. Aaron Rodgers goes to Minnesota. Russell Wilson says, "Fuck it," goes back to Tomlin in Pittsburgh. Russell Wilson comes to the Giants, and ain't happening. And Russell Wilson goes back to Pittsburgh. These are all the scenarios. Matthew says, Russell wants 2 years. If I'm Russell Wilson and the Giants just dogged me last year and told me, well, this is the year of Daniel, and I come into the building, you were my first stop. I come into the building, and you sit there and you tell me, you don't really have any chance to start here because Daniel Jones is a starter. Joe Schoen, I'm the smartest guy in the room. My farts smell like potpourri. if Potpourri died in someone's ass for 6 months. And then you're going to go back to the Giants. If I'm Russell Wilson, I want $30 million. You are going to give 2 years, 90 to Matthew Stafford. Well, Matthew Stafford and Russell Wilson have the exact same amount of Super Bowl rings. So, are we gonna do something stupid like that? Never stops with this organization. It really never does. Matthew says, "I hope the quarterback decision comes while the stream is live." Wishful thing. That's why I came on. That's what I'm waiting for you. Tim Sanders has told the Browns no. I hope so. And this whole stupidity of Shedeur Sanders, I love it. One NFL guy, one NFL offensive coordinator said he's too cocky. He's arrogant. Oh, no. We have a cocky, arrogant quarterback who believes in his ability. Oh, dear, no. Oh, dear Lord, no. I'd rather have a white guy wear number 8 who just runs around and doesn't know how to throw the ball straight. I'd rather have that. Can we get one of those? Oh, it's Jackson Dart. He might not meld and he might not fit into the locker room. Well, he seemed to fit in well in Colorado and Jackson State. Seemed to fit in well there. Seems like his father was a freaking legend in the NFL, and he's only grown up in NFL locker rooms, but somehow Shedeur Sanders is not going to be one of the guys, and he's not going to be able to fit in the locker room, even though it seems like all of his teammates love him. And then I love it because I love people that are watching the film that go, well, I don't even see him being a 6th-round pick. I love some giant content creators. I don't even see him being a 5th-round or 6th-round pick. But you watch Jackson Dart, and you think we should take him 3rd overall. All right. What's up, Phil? In his defense, well, in all fairness, how could Joe Schoen have possibly seen this coming? There was no possible way he could have adapted to needing a quarterback for the NFL season. Let's give him a break. I hope to God it's...
Boarding sarcasm.
Yeah, because he's only had 4 years now to find a quarterback. Only had 4 years. It's a gosh darn joke. Davey says, we are not moving the needle. We are getting picked. And this is the thing. Like I said, the NFL rankings came out in reference to the roster quality or rankings of the roster by Sports Illustrated. Giants, with all their big moves, are now 30th. They are now 30th. So only ones that are below them are the Cleveland Browns, and I think Cleveland Browns have a better defense, and the Carolina Panthers. And the Carolina Panthers may have a quarterback in Bryce Young. May. I'm not putting after that small sample size at the end of the season, I'm not putting a stamp on that. Matthew says we should have gotten Zappy or Fields, but Joe has tunnel vision. Joe has stupid vision. You heard of what is it? What is it? I forgot what it's called. Whatever the vision is, and you have 3D vision and all this. We have stupid vision. We paid extra. We bought the TV that has 3D, that comes with the 3D glasses. But as Giant fans, when we picked up Joe Schoen, the first thing we said to us, you know what we need to do? I know you have that 3D vision, but do you have stupid vision as well? Oh, yeah, it's called Joe Schoen vision. Matthew says, Matthew, you know Shane doesn't work on Sundays or any other day. James Williams also says the Eagles are gutted and the Cowboys have a locker room tension. They still head and shoulders above. The Eagles, I keep hearing that the Eagles are gutted because they got rid of big play Slay, who wasn't going to be there anyways. They traded, what's his name? The CJ, whatever his name was, the other corner. But you still have DeJean and Mitchell. And you still have other guys on the roster. And you know how he's going to retool. What's up, Cody? What's going on, Tim? Hey, Tim James says this is the embarrassment we've been seeing since my Knicks and the Isaiah Thompson and the Anuka Brown Sanders. At least Joe has not sexually harassed anybody. So, okay. And the Knicks with that loss with Draymond Green yesterday. Oh, my God. And we're still 1 to 2 weeks away from Brunson coming back. We are in trouble. Eagles third stringers that's the other thing. We lost to the Eagles. Not even third stringers. We lost to the Eagles. I think Nick Gates started that game. And then got cut before the Super Bowl. What's the update for Rodgers and Wilson this AM? Oh, we have breaking news here coming into the online Big Blue Sports Room. No fucking news, and Joe Schoen is still sitting in his hand, holding his hands. No news. We are waiting for Aaron Rodgers. We are waiting with breathless anticipation that this 40-year-old quarterback, a year removed from, will be 2 years removed from tearing his Achilles, is gonna, who hasn't had a really good season in 5 years, is gonna come here and save this team. Because we re-signed Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton's been on the team for 6 years. Think about that. Darius Slayton's been on this team for 6 years, and somehow the re-sign of Slayton was a good move. Your wide receiver room is pretty much still the same. Your running back room hasn't changed. You didn't pick up a fucking tight end. You still don't have two starting outside linebackers or a starting middle linebacker. You still have to hope that Drew Phillips, the league stops completing 80% of their passes against him. You have to hope that Tay Banks figures out, because he doesn't fit in the Shane Bowen system. He figures it out. Bobby Okereke slipped because he doesn't fit in the Bowen system. We overpaid for an off-the-ball linebacker by $5 million. Look at the Bears. The Bears led the way and told us how much you should pay. That's why this roster is ranked 30th. Tim, if I open my window before the Giants traffic, I might jump out of it. All right, well, just open up a crack then. How would you grade free agency? I give the Holland pick an A. I give the Adobo pick a B. Potentially an A if he comes back and plays at his former level. Everything else to me is just ancillary garbage, and you went and got backup guys. You went out and got backup. You went out and got backup offensive linemen that may not even make the team. You got a swing tackle that, if you look at how he played statistically and watched him play, he should swing his ass out the door, which is what they did to him. But for somehow these guys, and somehow Evan Neal's going to turn into Mekhi Becton. Greg Van Roten is going to play stellar again. Andrew Thomas is going to stay healthy. JMS is somehow going to get bigger and not get bullied by a stronger defensive tackle, because he did give up the most sacks by a center in the NFL. And you really, if you take a look at it, what do you have? What do you have on this offensive line that's going to keep a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers upright? So, like I said, the Debo trade, I mean, signing, if he's healthy, it's an A. If he's healthy and it plays well, it's an A. But right now, we signed a guy that most in the league didn't even have ranked in the top 7 of the corners out in free agency because of the injury. A broken femur is a very serious injury from an NFL player to come back from. Some players never come back to their former selves after that injury. And most people thought in the league he would get like a 2-year, $20 million deal, with most of the money coming up front and the second year basically being voidable. So kind of a prove-it deal. Joe Schoen, smartest guy in the room, well, this is the year of Daniel, said, hey, let's just give him $56 million guaranteed, $54 million guaranteed. You know what? And here's the best part. If he fucks up, think about this. If he fucks up, I'm not going to be here next year. So what do I care? Yeah, I do think he's a true corner. I do. I think he's a lockdown corner, but let's see what happens. Yeah, and they actually traded Lattimore because of him. Yeah, I agree. But he also missed, 11 games last year with a broken femur? The thing I can't stand with all these development guys like Zach Thomas, like Russell, like Trey Lance, Zach Thomas, Richardson, Hendon Hooker, many and many more, and the quarterback whisperer doesn't have an opinion. I love it. The quarterback whisperer, who likes to take credit for Josh Allen. Josh Allen got better and won his first MVP after the quarterback whisperer left. Think about that. Josh Allen won his first league MVP after Dable left. And presumably, if you watch him, got better with Dable not being there. Things that make you go, Team has no depth. They added quarterbacks we desperately needed. Small wins. Yeah, like I said, they're good. If they're both healthy, it's a good signing. I mean, Holland's healthy. I like the Holland signing, but why didn't you just bring back Xavier McKinney instead of giving Darius Slayton? And to my mind, still, you gave Darius Slayton 3 years, $36 million. That's more than Saquon Barkley wanted. So you're telling me Darius Slayton is more important to the Giants than Saquon Barkley, but I watched the Giants become a 3-win team. Should have been 2-win team without Saquon Barkley and Darius Slayton. Oh, that's logical. Oh, what's up, OG? What's up, Tim? What's everything's going good? Big James says, what really crazy is half the fan base would take Dart with our first and second pick, and none of them have watched him actually old. Well, that's the thing. You know, you watch Ole Miss highlights. You watch the highlights of Ole Miss. Said this before. Watch the games. Watch complete games. Because even, we've talked about this on this channel ad nauseum, even on bad plays, sometimes the quarterback does something well, does something good. But sometimes even on good plays, sometimes the quarterback does things that are wrong. So you can't judge having 5 touchdowns against Furman, the number 1 liberal arts college in the South. Because I went there, and I think, like I said, I got 2 years of eligibility left because of what they do now with the JUCO rules. I'm thinking about going to Furman, getting an education in deep sea scrolls, and playing linebacker. I'm thinking about it. I'm going to hit the portal. I'm going to try to get a deal first, then I'm going to hit the portal. Or, well, yeah. Well, no, probably hit the portal, then get a deal. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. If the Giant fans think the Eagles are in trouble with their depth, don't they know the GM is? Worried about the Eagles, less worry about the Giants, and less with the. That's the thing. Who is the? We always talk about potential dynasty with the Eagles. The Eagles are going to 3 Super Bowls in 7 years and won 2. What have the Giants done in 7 years? That's like the other day, and it was New York Giants rush.
Stupid giant Twitter post.
I don't remember the exact the post was, but it was talking about Mike Tannenbaum, and now he shouldn't say anything about the Giants because look what he did to the Jets. Yeah, the guy won 4 playoff games and lost 3. Had 1 losing season with his term with the Jets, and he went to the NFC Championship game. And he had 55 in those 7 years. He was 57 and 55. And I love the response was, well, he drafted Mark Sanchez. Well, we drafted Daniel Jones and then re-signed him. Worry more about the Giants and worry about less what other people think. Matthew says, Dart would be the Giant. Oh, Dart's the Giant thing to do. I might as well just get my Jackson Dart jersey now. Just avoid the rush. Because there might be 11 other people that want to buy him. Mr. Taz, what's going on? Giants drafting whoever the punt returner is from Duke is probable. Or the quarterback from Furman. Who is the quarterback from Furman? I think we should go with the quarterback from Furman. Ward, Dart, Milrow. No, I go Ward, Sanders, McCord, Milrow, that guy I watched throwing the ball out in my backyard the other day. Maybe someone like George Blanda, even though he's dead, then Dart. James is still on an option, though. Aaron Rodgers is drinking out of a coconut right now on a beach, getting a foot massage. And the Giants are sitting there like going, if you watch the Ole Miss game, if you watch the Ole Miss games, Cody, tell me all about the Florida game and the Kentucky game. Tell me all about those games. Tell me all about how when the defensive talent against Ole Miss went up, his play exponentially went down. Explain to me how his completion percentage went down when the rush got to him. It didn't even get to him when there was an actual rush. Dude can't play out inside the pocket whatsoever. He's not going to be a Jalen Hurts because I love the comparison. He's Jalen Hurts. He's not a Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, from all his faults, is truly, yes, a mobile quarterback. But Jalen Hurts can also throw from the pocket. Jackson Dart cannot throw from the pocket. Sorry. Well, that's for most NFL scouts, not me. But okay. Jamison Ward, I could tolerate. Falco, I might throw my phone. Shane Falco, let's go get Shane Falco. Let's just call it a day. He's rested after playing with the Sentinels. Mr. Tass, the Giants draft Tyler Huff, number 3 from Furman, the leading liberal arts school of the South. It's true. I love it. Pick up Russ, trade the Pats, backup, draft Travis Hunter. The Patriots, unless you blow them away with a deal for a 7th round pick known as Joe Milton, they're not making that trade. Why would you? You potentially have 2 quarterbacks on your roster. We've talked about this. Washington, when they drafted Heath Schuler, also took Gus Frost in the same draft. What happened? Gus Frost had a better career. Washington drafts RG3. Also drafts Kirk Cousins, who had a longer, better career. You don't get, if you have a backup quarterback, you just don't get rid of it because of the fact you're just like, I'm going to get rid of this guy. Eric with the big old super chat says it's going to have to be the most exceptional losing season in the NFL this year to bring back this stamp. Maybe this year, Eric, we lose with purpose. Maybe we lose this year with flair, with panache, with that certain je ne sais quoi. How do you bring back this staff? What do they have to win? I think you have to be 8 games and just miss the playoffs. Unless you draft a rookie quarterback. If you bring in Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers and you lose, you're gone. You bring in a rookie quarterback and you lose, you can say, hey, listen, look how we improved at these certain areas, and we had a rookie quarterback, so I need the 5th year of my contract. What's up, Z? Hope you're having a good morning, Tim. I can't wait till the Giants are out. I can't wait till the Giants are out of these dark days as well. I really can't. I agree, Z. I really do. I hope soon this happens. I hope there is a moment in time where we look at this and not just have a season and then have one winning season and 5 terrible seasons. I hope we're consistent. I hope we're the 80 Giants, the 84 to 90 Giants. I hope we're somewhere in between there. I hope we're somewhere between, the 2005 Giants, like the 2011 Giants. I hope we find that moment, that glee again. Panthers are going to take a step forward next year. I kind of think they might. What's up? My 2 cents. Shane has certainly checked his quarterback list twice. Whoops. And his Santa Claus Mara gave him the hot seat. He's earning 1 exceptional veteran and 1 pick. Patience coming. I got too much patience. I don't want any more patience. Let's see. What's Jabari say? What's up, Mr. Bruce? Joe Blow in his nose saw Aaron Rodgers on the Jets and said, yep, that's the guy. Tim, do me a favor and apply for the GM position. I might have to. Because literally, I don't get it. I look at Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, and I don't get it. There's the scene with Tom Hanks in Big when he's in the boardroom and he's playing with the toy, and the one guy is explaining to him. Josh Baskin keeps raising his hand like, I don't get it. And the guy gets mad at him and says, what don't you get? And he just raises his hand and goes, and he answers another question. He goes, I don't get it. I sit there and I watch this and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get what they're doing. I understand fixing the secondary. I understand getting Holland. I understand getting a Debo if he's healthy. I understand those. But I don't understand how the Giants thought it was a good idea to sign third and fourth day free agents. And some of these guys we signed on day 1 thinking that it was a good thing. That these are guys we probably could have signed in day 3 and 4 of free agency. We signed on day 1. You signed depth pieces to go behind non-starters.
God damn. Only in America.
Only in America. Only in Joe Schoen land can you do this. Mr. Taz says, well, Tim, people say that I'm a genius, but it's kind of hard to screw up. Well, first of all, it's kind of hard. Thank you. Hold on.
People think I'm a genius, but it's kind of difficult to screw up 5 and 7.
Yeah, well, Joe did a great job. Joe did an awesome job. James Sam, speaking from true experience, if I go to an interview for a job twice and the employer doesn't hire me, I'm looking for a new employer. Guy says Aaron doesn't want to be here, so his heart isn't committed to why the hell. That great point, Guy. Aaron Rodgers is evidently he doesn't want to be here. There is already talk and speculation that if he doesn't get the job in Pittsburgh and Minnesota, he's just going to retire instead of going to the Giants. So why would you want him? How was Kyle McCord's? Kyle McCord had a great combine. Kyle McCord was number one on my combine list for just because of the fact that he, like I said, we've talked about it before. Kyle McCord is fucking surgical within between 15 and 40 yards. He's surgical. We all know what happened early in his career. We all know why he went to Syracuse. He played as a Syracuse team with lesser talent and did more with that team. They beat Miami too. And he was always in the fray. Big stand-up quarterback, has some mobility, surgical with that short to mid-range passes, can go deep. And you know what's funny? We talked about this briefly. Riley Leonard. I always thought Riley Leonard had a rag arm. Really did. You watched him at Duke, and you watched him at Notre Dame, and you're like, this dude can't throw. Oh, guys, we got 111 people. Make sure you hit the like on that other platform over there. Hit the like over there. But the guy's got a rag. I mean, the guy's literally got a rag arm. I thought he had a rag arm. Then he threw it to combine, and I said, huh, Riley Leonard can actually throw the football. Not that I'm saying you draft Riley Leonard. I'm just shocked that Riley Leonard could actually throw the football. I was minorly stunned. Rodgers is better than Wilson. That's like saying garbage is better than trash. And I don't see it. Rodgers is going to be 41 years old. Rodgers is going to be a second year removed coming off an Achilles. And the one thing I always tell you guys, go back into history when you tear your Achilles. Usually in year 2 after your surgery, you tear your ACL. It's just kind of this weird thing. I don't know if one has to do with the other, but it's just kind of this weird thing. Yeah, Russ is not coming here. We already disrespected him twice. If I'm Russell Wilson, I'd be like, I'm going to go play in the UFL before I go play for the Giants. We have a cocky, arrogant PB&J and GM. So Shedeur Sanders should be great with it. First of all, he eats Uncrustables. He eats the rich people PB&J. He doesn't eat the rest of us where you go out and get some Wonder Bread, slap some Skippy and some Welch's jam on it, and call it a day. No. We have the PB&J that we eat with our pinky up. Oh, honey, could you please go get me some Uncrustables while I drive my electric car? Joe Blow his nose and said Aaron Rodgers Jets. Yep, that's the guy. Tim, to be fair, we already got to that one. Let's see here. My 2 cents. We got my 2 cents. We got the Z. And Mr. Esquire says, hey, Tim, with the team waiting to sell 10% of interest in the team, how much input does the buyer? None. You are getting minority interest. You are not getting any at 10% for $600 million. You are only getting the moniker of owner of the New York Giants. I have a placard. I have a stock certificate down on by my feet here from the Green Bay Packers. Why? Because I am a minority owner of the Green Bay Packers with my single stock certificate. Now I literally put on my resume and my LinkedIn and everything else. Minority owner, Green Bay Packers. That's how much cachet you get. That's like when Will Smith was going to buy part of the Sixers. He was only buying a percentage of the Sixers. He wasn't buying anything. He was going to have he was just going to have the idea of, I'm Will Smith, I own the Sixers. Green says, there is one position where we have better players than the Eagles. Huh. I think some of the Eagles security guards are better than the Giants because they have to deal with more stuff. So I'm going security staff. The Giants are better. Strider says, hey, Tim, us Giant fans need to worry about the Giants. Do the Giants know who the GM is of the Eagles? Holy crap, we're waiting for Rodgers, which is stupid. Fabian! What's up, Fabian? Big Tim. Isn't Fabian here? Greeny 2 says 2 words. Hell no. Did anyone go back and watch? I'm curious. Did anyone go back and watch Javelin Thrower and then go watch Jackson Dart throw at the combine? I'm just curious if anyone's done that, because I would like someone to give me their honest, astute opinion of that. Mr. Taz says, unfortunately, reality, your Giants, Tim, is the 40 years with one leg and an amazing rainforest drug addiction is still an upgrade from any quarterback the Giants had in the last 7 years. Yep. I like Holland. I like the Holland signing. You have to say he is an upgrade over Jason Pinnock. You have to say he's better than Tyler Nubin. Is he better than Xavier McKinney? Fuck no. No, not even close. Xavier McKinney is second in the league in interceptions and an all-pro. But is he one of the better safeties that the Giants have? Is he one of the best safeties or the best safety the Giants have on the roster right now? Yeah. All right, we have 100 and something people in the chat in the whatever this is called, the YouTube sphere, and we have 44 likes. Well, that's not bad. Why do people tell me it's bad? 44 likes is good. You need interaction with the video to gain audience and views. So interact. Hit the like button. Leave a comment. Danny Duds Ghost says, for 5 years, this team shows Daniel Jones, unquestionable starter. They don't want a starting level quarterback to challenge him. Now they can't get a starting quarterback. Can't make this shit up. There was a reel about Daniel Jones going to Indianapolis and meeting Anthony Richardson. And the reel basically says they introduced Anthony Richardson to Daniel Jones. He's like, what the hell's a Daniel Jones? And and then the coach goes, literally, he is the worst starting quarterback in the league. And all we're asking you to do in training camp is to beat out the worst starting quarterback in the league. So that's what he's saying. That's all he's like, we're not even setting the bar high. All we're asking you to do is beat out the worst starting quarterback in the league. James says, Schoen did the same thing he did last year. He signed a bunch of offensive linemen. Other teams are willing to let go. Joe Schoen does the let's just throw shit on the wall and see if it sticks. He's not even taking the pasta, throwing up on the ceiling and Steven at 6. He's literally going out to the backyard, finding some dog shit, throwing against the wall and saying, hey, does it stick? Teddy Dunn says, last Giants drafted quarterback Daniel Jones, longest team gone without drafting a quarterback. Davey says, I got an idea why we should sign Kelly Ireland as our kicker and Scott Bakula, Kathy Ireland, that is. Kathy Ireland and Scott Bakula to play. And Sinbad the Edge trivia, which movie is it? Necessary Roughness. And first of all, it's Paul Blake, if you want to get into it. And it's Andre Grime, if you want to talk about Sinbad. It's the Texas Armadillos. And they beat Texas State to destroy their potential season going into the championship game. They gave them that one big loss. And he threw it to the little kid in the back of the end zone. And he flashes back to 88 when he was throwing it because Paul Blake, as we all know, father died as he was going to college. And he had them all set to go to Miami. And he gave it all up to run the family farm. I don't know, David. Was that enough trivia for you? Blackbird says, hey, Tim, we don't have a quarterback. How long will we continue to go without a quarterback? I'm going to say at least another 3 years. We are waiting. We are literally waiting for Aaron Rodgers. You literally told Russell Wilson again, there's another quarterback we like better than you. And that's Aaron Rodgers. Last year is we like Daniel Jones better than you. We like, I mean, literally, that's what we told him. And now we're telling him, you're not better than Aaron Rodgers. So if our first two choices fall through, you're the guy. I would look at that and be like, holy shit. Mr. McCormick says, what's going on, Tim? Strider says, James, so far the free agent signings have been decent, but Aaron Rodgers, the thing pisses me off. We are being held hostage. Oh, I agree. Jay Pizzle, necessary roughness. We already got that. Thoughts on Stephon Diggs? He's a wide receiver. All right, that's my thoughts on Stephon Diggs. We don't have them. You went out and gave $36 million to Darius Slayton. If you are Stephon Diggs and you know you just gave a third to a fourth a third or a fourth wide receiver on a good team, $36 million, how much do you think Stephon Diggs is want to get to come here? And why would you want to come here to not have a quarterback? You don't have a quarterback yet. If I'm a wide receiver or a tight end or a running back or any skill position player, I'm staying the fuck away from the Giants because you don't have a quarterback. You literally have Tommy DeVito. That's it. That's it. You have this team literally has Tommy DeVito on the roster, and our brilliant plan is Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Joe Flacco, or Jameis Winston. Think about that. That's your choices. That's it. I don't get it. I don't get Joe Schoen. We've said it before what Joe Schoen does. Blade? What does Joe Schoen do?
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
That's literally all Joe Schoen does. He tries to ice skate uphill. Slayton, and that's the other thing, Stu. Thank you. We are so happy about this signing that, and literally, I think about what the Giant fans was with Darius Slayton.
You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
A lot of fans took the blue pill with Darius Slayton. All the Darius Slayton drops, all the problems he's had over the last 3 years dropping the football because those drops cost Daniel Jones his job. We're bringing him back? I mean, think about that. You are bringing him back. You complained about him for years dropping the ball. And then all of a sudden, now you are saying he is good enough to be the second wide receiver on this team. Think about that.
Quarterback sucks, man. Thanks, man. You get me killed. Someone high and across the middle.
Next 2 years, Eagles have 20 total picks. And you know the good thing about the Eagles are, when it comes to the first and second round picks, they have no fucking clue what they're doing. The Eagles, when it comes to the first and second round picks, fucking suck. They can't retool. They have no ability to draft starters and have them turn in and cultivate them into Pro Bowlers and all pro guys. They don't have the talent to go out there and get Super Bowl winners. They're fucking morons, those Eagles. But don't worry, the Eagles have gone downhill. Robert says, remember, this isn't free agency. Rodgers can and will drag this out as long as he can. He is an ass, and we desperate and stupid. People kept wondering, and we brought this up a couple times on a couple streams. People kept wondering why Aaron Rodgers did not sign sooner. Because it was legal tampering. Why didn't Aaron Rodgers sign sooner? Why? And I love it because this is some content creators too. Why didn't he sign sooner? It's legal tampering. Well, it really would be legal tampering considering the Jets hadn't released him yet. It wasn't start of the new season, and he was still on the Jet roster. It's like you can't negotiate with a guy that's already still on a team's roster. They say that's a no-no. I don't know why, but that's what they say. They say it's a no-no. You can't do that. What's that?
You know what the difference is?
Oh yeah, make that look good. I'm trying to see. It's a trap. Funny feeling. What is this one too? I like that one too. I'm looking to see what I put up on here. I put some stuff on the soundboard. I remember what I got.
All right, explain this to me like I'm a 2-year-old, okay? Because there's an element to this thing I just cannot get through my thick head.
And that's literally the whole Aaron Rodgers thing. Cody says, you're right. Well, you're right, Tim. Dart doesn't need to be everyone but himself. But at the end of the day, let's see what happens. I believe he's better than Josh Rosen. You believe he's better than Josh Rosen? And damn, you believe he is better than two of the worst quarterbacks drafted in the last 7 years and Anthony Richardson, who really only had one good year at Florida. You think he's better than them? I've said this before. Sometimes trash is better than garbage. Cody, man, I love you, brother, but I'm just making fun of you. Listen, Cody, if you want to draft Jackson Dart, I got no problem with that. I got no problem with that whatsoever. Because you know there are some people are going to think he's the chosen one, but he's not. You're going to have another 4 years of pain and suffering. Your Giants will be suffering for 11 seasons with a bad quarterback play if you take Jackson Dart. Book it at 10:50 on Sunday, the day before St. Patrick's Day, that Jackson Dart is going to suck. I said Daniel Jones was going to suck. I said in the video, stay far away from Josh Rosen. And I said I like the athletic ability of Anthony Richardson, but he is a quarterback in waiting, which means he probably needed like 3-4 years on the bench. Blackbird says, we all know I'm not the biggest Hurts fan, but his impact on the Eagles can't be. That's the thing. And thank you, Blackbird. You can hate the Eagles. You can hate the Cowboys. That's all right. That's your prerogative. You do what you want to do. It's your prerogative. Yeah, I'm going to sing the whole song if we don't get up to 60 likes. Or I might sing Poison. That girl is Poison. Girl, I must warn you. I see something strange in your eyes. Okay. Oh, we're up to 61. Damn it. I said 66. But yeah, he is the right fit for that team. Everyone talks about, well, he's got all those touchdowns because of the tush push. Well, if the tush push was so easy to do and everyone had a quarterback to do it, every single team would be doing it because the NFL is referred to as a copycat league. Think about that. I'm just reading something about Angel Reese saying that, what is she saying? Saying that players in the NBA are going to sit out the season, WNBA are going to sit out the season if they don't get paid like the NBA does. Goodbye. And just like that, nobody cared. You make $70,000 because you lost $50 million with the backing of the NBA, and you had your best season attendance-wise. And I love their theory that, well, most sports leagues take, you don't become profitable for like 30, 50 years. But you're subsidized by the NBA. You would probably be $300 to $400 million in debt if NBA teams did not give you money. And I've watched the product of the WNBA. I would rather watch boys JV basketball. And I go back to I guess the Mystic one, and I watched the Mystic. There was a series in that Mystic championship game when there was literally 4 air balls between 2 possessions, and I'm sitting there watching this, going, "This is basketball." I think I'm going to change my name to Timina, and I'm going to play in the WNBA after I use up my 2 years of eligibility after the JUCO rules. The Giants have considered consulting Neil Manning. And yeah, they did consider consulting Neil Manning, and then we came up with Daniel Jones. Breaking news, Craig Morton has demanded his 15 back from Tommy DeVito to be the next Giants quarterback. Let's not talk about Craig Morton either. I have to go to my mother's house because I literally think I know where the Craig Morton jersey is that I got for Christmas in 1976 that made me cry as a child. As a young child, it made me cry. I think I know where it is. It's a disgrace waiting for Aaron Rodgers. It cries out, please sign with. It just doesn't make sense. Blackbird says that they will draft a rookie quarterback so they can get their 5th-year contract. That would be smart if you draft a rookie quarterback. Cut and paste roster. Phil, how many times have we said this is still a cut and paste roster? How many times have I used that phrase? If the Giants were smart, oh, I'm sorry, that was a long cesur or a dramatic pause. If the Giants were smart, there always has to be a cesur after you say anything smart and Giant related. They would get their quarterback at 3, draft another one like at 5 or 6 round, and hopefully go into 2026 with the ability to have quality quarterback play. Guy says Aaron isn't as mobile, so why would we want him behind our offensive line? Just sign Wilson at least. Wilson, yes, is more. Yes, St. John's with that big, taking out that Big East. St. John's is the mobile, agile, and hostile quarterback. I agree, but he's 38, and your mobility goes down with age. And he's already wasn't healthy last year, and he's had some injury issues over his career. Wait, Angel Reese doesn't already have an OnlyFans? I just assumed she automatically did. Holland had one good season in 5 years. Yes, but even though Holland had one good season in 5 years, he's still better than any safety we have on the team. Good morning, T-Brad, people. Justin Shane still sucks. Yes, he does. T-Brad, sup. What the hell are we doing? Shane is complete idiot. How do we not have a quarterback signed yet? What day are we in free agency? I forget. Which day? What day are we in free agency? And we haven't signed a quarterback. And let's go NFL free agent QBs available. I'm curious to see who's still available. I'm curious to see who's still available out there. Let's see who's available. Let's check the availability. All right, we have Aaron Rodgers, 41 years old, Trey Lance, Drew Lock, Joe Flacco, Jameis Winston, Carson Wentz, Reno Hightower, Easton Stick, Cooper Rush, Paul Blake, Josh Johnson, Teddy Bridgewater, Jonathan Moxon, CJ Beathard, Russell Wilson, Tyler Huntley, Brett Rippon, Jeff Driscoll. Okay, so you whiff. Let's say you whiff on Aaron Rodgers, you whiff on Russell Wilson. Are you going Trey Lance? You think I'm going to go with a young 24-year-old quarterback? Do you go with the 40-year-old Joe? Joe Flacco is actually younger than Aaron Rodgers by a year. You go with a 31-year-old Jameis Winston? You go with Carson Wentz, who hasn't been good since he played 7-8 years ago? You going Case Keenum at 37 years old? You going? I just want Easton Stick. That's all. I know nothing about Easton Stick. Know nothing about him. I know he used to be on the Chargers. I remember that. I know he went to some place like I think he went to some place like South Dakota State or something crazy like that. I don't even know. He played for the Chargers. I know maybe it was his rookie year that he started like 5 or 6 games. I think it was his rookie year. Maybe it wasn't his. I don't remember. I do remember that he played some games once. But like I said, anyone named Easton Stick, that's my quarterback. Him or Bobby Thrower the ball. I'm gonna get Bobby Thrower the ball. That's my guy. I want to thank all the people that are watching on these other social media outlets. That's really freaking nifty. It's really nifty. It's really neat. That's really keen. I'm old. I can say that. So, Tim, drop a link. I'll put the needle on the record later. Why the bridge? Draft a rookie. Call it a day. I agree. Go out. Be bold. Have mighty forces come to your aid. Go get Cam Ward. Go get Shador Sanders. Okay. Get ready for Joe Flacco. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that makes me smile. You literally have this makes me smile, but not in a good way. You literally have only one quarterback on your roster. That's it. Tommy DeVito. We have this thought process that are going to bring in this guy, and then I love it because this is what people are going to do. What is there? We are going to, Aaron Rodgers is going to come in, and we're going to draft Mason Rudolph. Was it, no, not Mason Rudolph. Who are we drafting? I forget who we're drafting. Mason Rudolph is the other quarterback. We are going to draft, I don't know. We're going to draft Travis Hunter. No, actually, see, I would still draft Travis Hunter. Mason Graham. We're going to go draft Mason Graham and have this disaster. We're going to have this line that's going to be a destructive force. I keep hearing about our line's going to be a destructive force, but the only problem is we have the Ghost Brothers. That's your biggest issue.
Submitted for your approval. The Ghost Brothers. Nobody needs to be afraid.
We still won't have the ability to play the run. You're still going to have guys getting into the second level just going off tackle because they're just going to stay away from the middle of the field. Instagram has disconnected the stream. They currently disconnect streams after 1 hour for most users. If you would like to continue streaming, you can remove this designation and re-add the stream. Well, all this is fucking confusing. No, I don't want to do that. Tim, don't you get it? No, I don't. The Giants want to sign Aaron Rodgers. Keep Chat Sports happy. Hit that like button, you lazy punks. How many likes are we at? How many likes? We're at 56 likes. We don't hit 70. I'm gonna sing ain't my type of hype. Do you look good or do you cook good? Or is your vein like wood? Do you have sex or do you make love? You guys see helicopters on Tim's shirt. Those are the free agents. Giants going to other teams. They're leaving. That's right, John. Let's see here. What do we got here? Shredder said, Tim, the last time I witnessed someone being held hostage in sports was the Lakers begging Dwight Howard to stay with the Lakers. Pretty much begging the Giants. Look like beggars waiting for Aaron Rodgers. Flying the hell out of New York. I agree with the helicopters. Like, Big Don. I missed that super chat from Big Don. I'm sorry, brother. Get the triplets from 315, baby. Quarterback, running back, tight end. Dom, I already said I like the quarterback. I like your running back. We have a tight end. We have Theo Johnson, the greatest tight end in the history of Giant football outside of Travis Beckham. I'm Russell Wilson. I'm going home to Sierra. I think he already does that. Where he goes. Phil says, the Titans with the number one pick are looking at Joe Schoen the way Zed looks at the Gimp. A little Pulp Fiction right there. Russell and Rodgers are both washed up. Russell was good on was on a good Steeler team and did not play well. They lost Steelers lost like 6 in a row at the end of the season. I forget who the quarterback was. They started 4-2. Then what? Russell Wilson goes like 6-6 or something, but they lost like 6 in a row. Tempered interest has 1.0% say. Yeah, you're right. My 2 cents. Waiting for the pampered 41-year-old. That's the other thing. You're a Giant fan, and you think that Shedeur Sanders is going to come in here and be arrogant, cocky, and disruptive, even though he's never played in the NFL. He's never met anyone in the locker room. He's never done anything yet. But you have a history of Aaron Rodgers being an idiot. But somehow you think that he is a better option and a better fit for the Giants than someone like Shedeur Sanders. Got to think about.
Are you crazy? Ow!
Yeah, I'm crazy. What made you think I was sane?
Start Tommy DeVito. And why did they sign Tommy DeVito anyway? I got no fucking clue. I guess they're keeping Tommy DeVito so they have someone in the building that knows the system. Problem is, I think someone needs to explain the system to Mike Kafka and Brian Dable. I think that's the problem. Giants cannot give Rodgers 2 years, $90 million, just draft. That's the other thing. How much are you going to pay these guys to come here and probably suck? Both of them are, if I'm either one of them, I want a 2-year deal. You are going to give 2 years, $90 million to Matthew Stafford, who's also coming off injuries, who's also coming off of less than stellar seasons, who has the same amount of Super Bowls as Russell Wilson, same amount of Super Bowls as Aaron Rodgers. is just as immobile as Aaron Rodgers, but you were going to give him $90 million and trade a shitload of picks to go get him because once again, the Giants think they're a quarterback away from being good. My boy McKinney had 5 interceptions in his first 5 games. He sure did. I watched all the game. Jackson Dart throws like Lamar from Revenge of the Nerds. I'm going to say it again. And I'm going to say it one more time, and that is a great reference. He doesn't throw like first Lamar when they were at the games for so they were beating the other fraternity at the fraternity games, and they built that aerodynamic javelin for his weak limp. They even said his weak wrist, his limp wrist throwing style. He's not Lamar. He's not. But literally go, like I said, if you are a Giant fan, you want Jackson Dart, Google or I'll wait. Go on YouTube, type in javelin throw, and watch like 30 seconds of some guy throwing a javelin. And then go and Google Jackson Dart deep passes or go routes at the combine. And tell me what you see. Compare the two. And tell me what you see. Then get back to me. I heard Joe Schoen told Russell Wilson, you can't beat out Tommy DeVito. Tim, thank you for giving us Giant fans a place to vent and not being a Giant fanboy like these other channels. I've been a Giant fan for the last 40 years, and I've never seen anything this bad. It's bad. Like I said, I lived through the Craig Morton days. I watched the Giants get dismantled by the Dallas Cowboys in the opening game at MetLife. Not MetLife, in the Meadowlands. I was at the opening game at MetLife, too. And I've said it before, the 70s were bad. But the 70s, you had hope after they got rid of Andy Robustelli. You had hope. You had hope starting in 79 when you drafted Phil Simms. When you drafted a rookie quarterback from all places, Moorhead freaking State. And somehow people forget Phil Simms was the offensive rookie runner-up to O.J. Anderson. And he played well in 79. He played well, at times it was the injuries that caused him problems. He was playing well, in that 81 season that the Giants went to the playoffs, but got hurt. He was leading it, and Scott Bruner came in and basically pulled a Danny Cannell, but worse. And then he almost got Parcells fired, Bruner, in 83. But you went out and drafted a quarterback. James says, I think on this, Daniel Jones is on a team. We don't need a quarterback. Let's see. Jones cost $25 million this year. Colts only have it's $22 million. But yes, you're 100% right. Don't throw it to Stonehands, also known as Featherwood. Let's see here. Speaking of that movie, to necessary reference, did you know the wide receiver with Butterfingers was a linebacker from the movie? Yes.
What's your assignment? Kill the quarterback. Hit the tight end so hard his girlfriend dies. Kill everybody.
First of all, it's a football movie, and I know everything about movies. It's kind of a gift because I don't watch television. Second of all, it's a movie, and I know everything about movies. So yeah, I kind of knew that already. I tell people, I literally do not watch television. I watch, I just started watching Seinfeld, like maybe a year ago. Maybe not even a year ago. And my wife used to yell at me because I like to watch old bad movies at like 3:00 in the morning. I've been doing that since the day we met. I mean, I would stay up and watch Alien Invasion on Bikini Beach with Bruce Campbell. And I'd sit there and watch the whole fucking thing. So yeah, my movie trivia is, literally to the fact that we were joking about this on the stream the other day. We were watching the boys and I were talking about, that would be T-Brad and the rest of the T-Brad and James Rusker. We were talking about the movie Best of Times, with Kurt Russell as Reno Hightower. I literally went out and got myself a Reno Hightower jersey, a Reno Hightower Taft High jersey. I literally went out and got one. I can't. I was gonna put it up, but I don't have it. So yeah, Russell got run out of Denver. Yeah, they paid Russell $40 million not to play in Denver. That's how good he was. And they went with Bo Nix. Once again, Tim, every quarterback in the current situation is using us measuring stick. Yeah, we're not being used. Yes, that's exactly what they're doing. The Giants don't want a black quarterback, leading the franchise to, they had Tyrod Taylor. We've talked about that. Aaron is a bad, bad man. Get Wilson. I agree. Joe Schoen is getting played like, again, with Rodgers using the Giants to get what he wants. I don't disagree. Here, I'm going to put the, where's James and T and everyone? Hold on. I'm going to put this in here. You know what I just thought of? Oh, shit, I got to set up my mouse. I got this new computer because, I'm being more professional. But the problem is nothing's set up the way it's supposed to be set up. So now I have to reset up my mouse and I got to do everything else. So now I'm actually using two mice and I got these other monitors going on and I got the new microphone and everything else. And you know what? It's just going a little crazy and I don't know. And I need some coffee and I'm tired because I was up late and I got up early and yeah, I'm whining. I'm whining like Joe Schoen. My question is, did anyone expect us to do big things with a terrible GM? A lot of things people did, yeah. If we actually do get Russell Wilson, it's only because his wife wants to be in New York and not because he believes in the team. Well, it's funny. Carmelo Anthony's wife wanted to be in New York. I forget, Lala. She wanted to be in New York, and he went to New York, and they got divorced. So I don't think I would want to be in New York. Diggs is even more washed up than Rodgers. I don't think so. I think Stephon Diggs could play, and I think he's better. You know what's funny? I think Stephon Diggs is better than Darius Slayton, and I think you probably could have got Stephon Diggs for the same amount of money. Are we happy still with are we still happy about the Colts win? I was at the game. I wasn't happy to have it when I was there. I was at the fucking Colts game. Can we sign Russell already before we get nobody? This is the thing that kills me, crowd favorite media. That's what kills me. Russell, we're waiting on Aaron Rodgers, who's already said, and this is what I don't get. He's waiting on Minnesota, and then he's waiting on Pittsburgh. Then he said he might just retire. Then he might go to the Giants. So Aaron Rodgers' choices are, this is his top 4 destinations: Minnesota, Pittsburgh, retirement, the Giants. I'll say that again. Aaron Rodgers, top 4 choices: Minnesota, Pittsburgh, retirement, the Giants. And this is the guy we want leading the franchise for the next 2 years, because you're going to give him guaranteed money on both. They won't mention Jameis Winston's name and think about, oh God, I can't do Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston's going to be fun for like a week. People, every stop that Jameis Winston goes to, he wears out his welcome because he's fun. He's fun. The first couple of weeks, look at us, we're having a good old time. Then he throws 5 interceptions, and then he wants to change his name. I want to change my name to Captain Pick. We've talked about this before. You could be boisterous, you can be bombastic, you can be cocky, you can be arrogant, you can be funny, and it's great when you're winning. When you're losing, you just are an asshole. And that's Jameis Winston. That's why he wore out his welcome in Cleveland and other places. That's why he wore out his welcome in Tampa. Tampa had a team in place go 7-9 with Jameis Winston because he threw 33 touchdowns, 31 interceptions, and then they bring in Tom Brady next year and go to the Super Bowl. They were literally a quarterback away, Tampa, from being a Super Bowl team. The Giants are not an Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson away from being being a championship team. They're a Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers away from being a 5-win team. Like I said, we've said this before. Go back. Who the hell is this? There's somebody here, and it looks like it's a ceiling. I'm gonna go and put this person in. I don't know who they are. I think this. Oh my God! Breaking news, everyone! We just hold on, wait a minute, and he looks just as old. We got him. It's Aaron Rodgers.
How's it going?
What's
I'm here
up,
for,
R0B?
fresh off the beach from Australia. I just want to let you guys know I don't want to come play for that organization. I'm going to go to the Steel City. Better place, better receivers. I don't trust Brian Dable and Joe Schoen. Major look.
But Rob, just think about it for a minute, because it just dawned on me. Aaron Rodgers' top 4 destinations: Minnesota, Pittsburgh, retirement, the Giants.
I would argue that retirement's the second best destination.
Well, I actually think that's the first best destination. I think that's the best for everyone involved, because I think he's going to. If I think Aaron Rodgers goes to Pittsburgh, and maybe this is what they're trying to do, he gets Tomlin fired. Because they already have it. I mean, the Steel City already has it out for Tomlin, even though he's never missed the playoffs.
Yeah,
because you never miss what you have until it's gone, and I think that's what's going to happen. I mean, that's what the Eagles did for a couple of years before, after Andy Reid left.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Steelers fans that would like a change there, and I think there's pressure for them to win. Constantly making it to the playoffs and getting trounced in the first round. So, I don't know if it would get him fired, but it would definitely put a lot more pressure on him that, you still can't win. So, but I think the best place for him to go is Minnesota. They're built to win right now.
Follow the Brett Favre lineage. Suck with the Jets. Go to Minnesota. Get him to the championship game and throw a bad interception.
Yep. It'd be funny. It really would be funny if that happens.
You can't. They always say the NFL is a secular league. There you go.
You know what? Maybe for a season, Sean Payton can go back to the Saints. They'll bring Jonathan Vilma and Drew Brees back, and maybe Joey. What was his name? Joey, not Joey. Was it Joey Porter?
Joey Porter Jr. But he was with the Steelers. Sam Horn.
No, the corner that picked off Favre in the playoffs. It was something Porter.
Maybe it was Joey Porter Sr.
No,
because Junior plays in the NFL as well as a corner.
Yeah, but
no, Joey Porter was a linebacker. You're right. I don't.
It was a corner. Something Porter. I can't remember his first name. It was something Porter. But maybe they'll bring him back at the Saints, and the Saints can go win another Super Bowl.
Why not? Hey,
why not? And you know what? Against Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson against the Colts, ambush at halftime, ambush.
I laugh because I used to think the Giants had the worst quarterback room with just Tommy DeVito. I think the Saints might be 1A, 1B when you have Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones on the roster.
Yeah, the Colts are in bad shape right now. Very bad shape.
I looked at that signing and said, you know what? I'm really not upset with the Tommy DeVito being the only guy in the quarterback room right now.
Yeah, I was listening to, and I think he's an idiot, but I was listening to Boomer Esiason talk, and it's like, they were trying to trade Anthony. So I think the Jones signing is like, hey, we think you're going to win this job, so, you're just going to go to the other play. Versus if he was going to be a backup, I think he would have just stayed in Minnesota, and been the backup there. I mean, he probably would have started the year, but he was eventually going to lose his job to J.J. McCarthy. It was inevitable. So,
well, though that's the thing. I think with Anthony Richardson, it's like, is it inevitable that he's going to still have a job if he beats that AR?
Yeah, no, because, I don't know.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, that's the. I got someone just sent me a message asking, "Is Rob dying?"
No, not dying.
I was gonna say,
not dying.
Okay. I was like, well,
You
and they're
guys,
like,
you guys need me. I can't go anywhere. You guys need me.
oh my God. So what do you think? We haven't talked in a little bit. What's outside of the two big signings? What do you think of the rest of the New York Giant free agency?
Um, I like it. I thought, going into this offseason, Joe Schoen and them were clearly on the hot seat and spaces and everything like that. We thought that he was just going to go crazy and spending and blow a bunch of money, which he did. He did spend, but I don't think he gave out bad contracts. But he also brought in young players. It wasn't like he gave, $60 million to Javarius Ward, who's 29 years old, or something like that, right? I thought he brought in, we needed to address the safety position. He got, probably the top safety in free agency in Javon Holland. Paulson Adebo was, I think, underlooked because of his leg injury, but he's a really good football player. And the guy Chauncey Golston that they got from Dallas, I mean, to get him on a 3-year deal when you look at what he did last year, getting an opportunity due to the injuries with D Law and Parsons, he took advantage of his opportunities. He's really good in the run game, good to set the edge. So I like the moves. And look, with the quarterback stuff, we knew that they were going to be desperate, right? They don't have a quarterback on there. We knew. I don't fault them for trying to go after Matthew Stafford or Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson. Like, you said last year you were going to turn over every rock, and you really didn't. You gave us Drew Lock and Daniel Jones, um, so which I guess you kind of did. You hit rock bottom, but I expect them to be in on these guys. The only concern that I have is, are they going to, if they get one of these guys, if they get a Russell Wilson, if they get an Aaron Rodgers, are they going to defer from what the real answer should be, which is getting the quarterback in the draft?
Yes.
And I hope not. I'm not going to say that they. I don't want to believe that they would, but I don't also believe that they wouldn't pass. And Joe Schoen saying, "Oh, we got Rodgers or we got Russell Wilson, Abdul Carter sitting there. Yeah, give him to me, or Travis
I
Hunter, give him to
but
me."
you know what the sad part is? I think it would be the Shane philosophy that you have Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson for 2 years. We have our starting quarterback. Let's do something. Let's do something stupid at 3.
Yeah,
And I really do think that he has that mindset that if he, because you don't give $90 million or offer $90 million to Matthew Stafford if you don't think he's going to be your quarterback for 2 years. And you don't try
yeah,
to trade a plethora of picks if you don't think he's going to be the guy, which makes me think that he's going to sit there and say, okay, I have the former All Pro League MVP Aaron Rodgers, or I have the former All Pro League MVP Russell Wilson. I'm good for 2 years. I'm good until Arch comes out.
yeah. The thing with Stafford is, yeah, he's 37. I think Russ just turned 36. What's up, baby?
What's up,
You know,
James?
What up, Big Rob? What up, brother
Well,
Tim?
you got to remember, Aaron Rodgers is 41. He's actually a year
correct,
older than Joe Flacco.
correct.
So I'm
And
still going Easton Stick as my guy. I think that's the name that everyone is overlooking, the Easton Stick. Out of
yeah,
he was out of North Dakota State. I was wrong about South Dakota State. Out of North Dakota State.
yeah. I think with Stafford, look, Stafford right now is playing out of the three. I'm just going to look at those three guys: Rodgers, Stafford, and Russell Wilson. He's clearly playing better football than both of those guys, and playing at a level where it looks like he can play for a few years. Now, granted, that could change, right? Like last year, had him 20 yards away from going to the conference championship game. More than likely would have beat the Commanders, gone to a Super Bowl, and the way the Chiefs played, maybe would have won it. And maybe he retires. Now I know that he's flirted around with retirement once, and that was because his wife had brain cancer. And of course, anybody would flirt around with leaving and going to take care of your wife. But the $90 million stuff for him, I understood, and I guess I would have been okay with because I do think that he can play for a few years. Russell Wilson looks like he's on the decline. He hasn't fully hit it yet, but he's on the verge of the decline. He's not the same player he was before he went to Denver. And Rodgers looked okay the last like 7 games of the season last
Oh,
year.
and it was not to interrupt you, but it was Tracy Porter. I keep getting
Tracy Porter.
Tracy Porter, and I want to thank Stu and Blackbird and Big Don for throwing that out in the ether.
Yeah, Tracy Porter. That's who it was. But Rodgers looked good the last like 6-7 weeks of the season, coming off the Achilles injury. He can still spin the ball, but he's 41. So what's he gonna do? So I think that Rodgers could get you a good season, like one good year. He could probably do that. Russ could probably give you 2, maybe. But we'll see what happens. I just hope that they say to themselves, because I saw something on Bleacher Report today that the Vikings are out, on Rodgers. And if that's the case, hopefully this all comes to a head. But if I'm the Giants, I'm Joe Schoen. It's like I'm just signing Russell Wilson at this point. Like you're gonna sit here and wait for Aaron Rodgers to make a decision. I mean, there's 3 times that you wanted to bring this guy into your organization. When they got here in 2022, they explored trading for him when he was with Seattle. Then he ended up going to Denver. Then you brought him in last offseason. You met him. You didn't bring him to the building. You met him at the airport. But you're not going to meet somebody. You're not going to meet him at the airport if you're not really.
We didn't want to miss his connecting flight.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
It's true. They met him at JFK Airport or something like that. And, so you didn't bring him in. He comes in on Thursday. You have dinner. And then you spend all day with him on Friday. I mean, we had reports from, I think, who was it? Somebody was reporting he was still in the building at like almost 7 o'clock at night. He was still in the building. And then he left without a contract.
He was pulling the smooth sounds of Kenny G. I got nowhere else to go. So I'm just kidding. Can you guys give me a contract?
So, so I would just get off this Rodgers kick and freaking just sign Russell Wilson. So,
well, Rob, we're gonna have to let you go because I got other people that want to jump on as well. But I appreciate you coming in. We haven't seen you in a while. You got to come in next time when you're not busy, so we could do a proper show. Because now we're found all over the ether sphere and internet. We're on all these different platforms now. It's great. It's awesome. It's fun. It's fun.
Look at you. You are fun.
I know.
A fun
guy. I laugh when I see how many people watch this on that other platform. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. What the hell's wrong with you people? Go find something else to do.
What's up,
Big Rob, forget the Giants. Did you see any sharks out there?
Let's see any where I'm at right. Oh, in Australia? No.
Yes, sir.
Walking the beach. No, I kept my distance.
He had the wacky weed going, so he was fine. He saw purple sharks.
Oh, okay, cool.
I was listening to some deep meditation music in my Walkman.
You were doing the Aaron Rodgers. Okay.
But the best part is he's listening to Deep Forest on his Walkman. So anyone that knows meditation music will understand Deep Forest. Anyone that says Walkman, you're fucking old.
Listening to Deep Forest while walking on the beach.
Indeed.
All right, Big Rob. Appreciate it, man. I'll give you a text later and see what's going on. Have to have you on again soon. But thank you. There's R0B dropping in. Wanted to see Big James because Stu wants to say Kirk Cousins. No, Kirk Cousins, actually, they picked up the option on Kirk Cousins.
They're keeping him.
He got his $10 million roster bonus. So Kirk Cousins is what we would prefer to as in this community as out. Is out the door. James, I want to ask you a hypothetical question because you're a smart man. So this is a hypothetical question. And you kind of alluded to this. You are interviewing for a job. And you go in for an interview, you go in for an extended interview, you basically come back for another interview, and then all of a sudden the employer says, we're not ready to make a decision yet. Then you find out that this company is courting somebody else who could potentially go someplace else and or retire instead of taking the role. And then you're hoping that this job comes back to you and says, hey, listen, we want you now, even though we also tried to go to this other guy, we'll call him Matthew Stafford, go to his company and try to give him a boatload of money to come over to us. But now and then a year ago, we might have wanted to bring you in, but we had a guy that we kind of said, this guy's better than you. You don't have a chance to, to be a star in this company. And then they come back to you and say, hey, you know what? We just decided you're our guy. Seriously, that's what they're doing to Russell Wilson.
I know. It's most of us, I'm sure, have been in position, you have to go out, look for jobs, interview at some point in your life, if not in the future. But you gotta think of it just from a worker standpoint, because that's all these players, they're workers, right? And like you said, the way you just laid that out, think about that. If I'm Russell Wilson, like, I'm accomplished. Right. I'm not Jameis Winston.
I've been
no
to Super Bowl
disrespect to him.
Twice. I won one.
And I love Tyrod, but I'm not Tyrod Taylor. I've been to more Super Bowls than the guy that you're waiting on. And yes, Legion of Boom, defense, all that, but facts over your ego. I've played in 2 Super Bowls. Should have won 2. I have the same amount of rings as that guy. And then the guy before him, as you just said, you told me that guy was better than me and I would have to be his backup. And that guy's he didn't even last the whole season on the team.
And you're still paying that guy.
And here I come again. And even the story you and Big Rob just said, you didn't even bring me in for a real interview. You met me at the airport because you knew, well, he's not going to be our starter anyway. So let's just meet him by the McDonald's or the Dunkin' Donuts in the airport. Like, that's, to me, there has to come a point in life where we all need money to survive. We all want to work. Well,
he is married to Sierra. And
he is married. He has kids,
And Sierra's career has not gone anywhere since the duet with Enrique Iglesias years ago.
Right. Yes, she had a career probably 20 years ago. She does a lot of TikTok and all that, but it's really Wilson that's bringing in the bread, which is fine. I'm not saying anything about that, but it has to come a point where you have your own dignity and self-respect. Like, forget about the Rodgers angle, how desperate we are. Think about the Wilson aspect of it. Like, why does this guy want to come here so bad and we keep disrespecting him, but he keeps lining up to be disrespected? Think about it from his perspective.
Rob's point, I forgot we explored trading for
I forgot that too.
When he was on the outs in Seattle. I forgot all about that. Though, yeah, we actually did look into trading for him.
So, you and I are baseball fans. Some of us out here are baseball fans. To me, 3 strikes, you're out. This was our 3rd strike with him. And he keeps coming back. He must really.
Joe Schoen got a 4th strike.
Well, he's white, so it's you guys get an extra strike. No offense, but we don't.
We get an extra strike. He got a 4th strike. It's called it's called the 2025 season.
But it's crazy.
To your point, Maverick, and I'm going to call you Maverick now because that T-shirt.
Yeah, I wore this for a reason. We got to get back to being Top Gun.
To your point, Mav. Why would you want to come here? And I didn't even think about that. And I've been kind of saying it, but I guess I haven't been saying it out directly. Why would you come here if you really are kind of being disrespected? You got disrespected when you were told
it ain't kind of. He is.
They literally told you Daniel Jones is a better quarterback than you, and you're not going to have a chance to start. You are literally telling the guy it's either Aaron Rodgers or he takes retirement or you that we're going to bring in. Even though you already said you're ready, willing, and able to sign. And it's also the fact that if Aaron Rodgers, let's say, goes to Minnesota or retires, Russell Wilson's basically already said he's going back to Pittsburgh.
How crazy is, like, we're all thinking about it from the Rodgers and the Giants. Put yourselves in the Wilson shoes. Like, this team, he must really want to play in New York. Or maybe to your, like what you saying with Ciara, maybe she has some deals or something that she could do if he's here in New York and it's easier for who knows. The life of celebrities is, we don't live that life. But if you're Russell Wilson, you are accomplished. You are a Super Bowl champion. You've had at least 5 years in this league where you were one of the top quarterbacks, definitely top 10. And why would you keep signing up to get smacked in the face by a team that, again, I'm just going to keep saying it. They clearly don't want a quarterback that looks like me. Otherwise, we would have just signed him or Winston and called it an empanada and moved on.
My family lineage comes from a coal mining town in Pittsburgh, or near Pittsburgh, so I know a lot of Steeler fans. A lot of people in my family are Steeler fans, and when you talk to people about Russell Wilson, they'll even tell you, there was a clamoring during the 6-game losing streak that they went through with Russell Wilson to start Justin Fields.
Yeah, who was 4-2 as a starter over there. So, and I know he didn't put up great numbers, but go ahead, Tim. Sorry.
Everyone talks about how Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson was on a well-coached Pittsburgh team, lost 6 games in a row and the playoff game, and there was speculation and talk that they should have switched to Justin Fields. But somehow I think if you sign Russell Wilson, you're probably doing like 2 years, 60. Because I don't think Russell Wilson's going to sit there and take an $8 million deal, or the $1.6 million we could have had him for last year. And he already knows you offer 2 years, 90 to Matthew Stafford, who is more of an immobile quarterback playing outside of the dome for the first time, who is going to be behind a suspect at best giant offensive line, and you think he is going to survive. I don't know. I'm trying to think from the Russell Wilson perspective and the Giant perspective, but
yeah,
if you're Pittsburgh, unless you can make a trade for a quarterback, you're desperate. Because you have a playoff team. You have a coach that's never missed a playoff or never had a losing season in his entire 12, 13-year career in Pittsburgh.
They have a culture of winning over there.
They have a culture of winning. So, yeah, I can understand you overpaying for a Russell Wilson. But if you're the Giants, you're not a Russell Wilson away from the playoffs. You're a Russell Wilson away from maybe winning 6. That's what I don't get.
You brought up a great point just now. If you're a GM, not only are you supposed to bring in talent, but you're supposed to manage the books. You could have brought in Russell Wilson for $1 million. $1 million.
But this is the thing about Russell Wilson. People say if you would have had Saquon Barkley last year, he would not have had the same statistical season, and he wouldn't have helped the Giants. I'm going to say the same thing about Russell Wilson. You would have brought in Russell Wilson as a Giant team last year. What, you're going to get 5 wins instead of 3? It's the Saquon Barkley scenario. I've heard that, Saquon Barkley would never rush for 2,000 yards, and he wouldn't have moved the win total. Okay, so Russell, when we know that in the playoff games, there is a minimum of 5 games in that playoff season in 2022 with Daniel Jones that they do not win without Saquon Barkley. They literally, if you subtract Saquon Barkley from the equation, of those 9 wins, there's 5 of them that we don't win. And out of the 7 losses and the 1 time, that was more towards the end of the season after we went 7-2. Why? Because teams became singularly focused on stopping who?
The running back.
The running back, not the quarterback. And then he leaves, and then we only win 3 games when we should have won 2, but somehow Russell Wilson is going to be better for this team than Saquon Barkley. Like we've said it before, Darius Slayton is better for this team than 1,000-yard Saquon Barkley.
No. And as much as I like Slayton on it, no, I'm not going to defend madness, But let me ask you a question. I think you said it in the last hour, but just to revisit it, Russell Wilson is not, like you just said, Russell Wilson is what he is at this point. He's not going to carry us to any promised land. So let's say, right. So let's say we do get our pipe dream and Aaron Rodgers comes here. What do you think, because you're better at guessing this and prognosticating, what do you think our win total will be if we actually do get Aaron Rodgers?
If we get Aaron Rodgers, I do not think he survives week 3. Said this before, go back and look at the history and lineage of an ACL tear. How many times have we seen someone tear the ACL and then either 2 years later re-tear the other ACL? And yes, ACL is is not ACL, Achilles. I apologize. So let's look at people that have torn their Achilles. And let's look at what they've done 2 years later. A lot of times they tear their ACL. The Achilles is a repetitive stress injury. Has nothing to do with the turf. It has nothing to do with you falling awkwardly. It has to do with the fact that for years you have done the same motion, which repeatedly put stress on the tendon, which then frayed the tendon. Then to a point, the tendon just snaps. It's like extending a rubber band back. Do this with rubber band. And keep doing that for a while and see what happens to rubber band. More likely, you're going to pull too far and it's just going to break. That's what an Achilles tear is. But there is a history in the NFL of people tearing their ACL like 2 years after an Achilles injury. Why? I don't know. But I've noticed this, and I've kept pointing this out to people. So I keep telling people, I don't think he survives week 3 or 4 behind this offensive line where you're going to maybe put Evan Neal at guard. You have an undersized center in JMS who gave up the most sacks in the NFL. You're gonna hope Andrew Thomas is healthy. You're gonna use one of the. I love the guys we signed in for agency because Rob was saying, well, they were low end signings. Yeah, but those are guys you could have gotten day 3, 4, 5 of free agency. We signed day 1, and if you take a look at their pass blocker ratings or their run blocking ratings, they're in the low 40s. So people that like Pro Football Focus are in the 30s. Yeah. So your offensive line, unless you plan on drafting an offensive lineman in the first round, is suspect, and you are going to take I keep forgetting about John Runyon, who can't. John Runyon, I give John Runyon credit. He can pass block, but he can't run block for shit, which I find funny that an offensive line can't move forward, doesn't know how to go forward.
That's actually it should be the other way.
Should be the other way around. But and somehow Tyrone Tracy, because we never really addressed the running back situation, is going to be the next great thing. We don't think he's going to be a New Orleans Darkwa. We don't think he's going to be a Butch Woolfolk. We don't think he's going to be a George Adams. We don't think he's going to go to that lineage of guys that have had one good season and just kind of fell off the fucking planet. But we're going to say that Aaron Rodgers coming in here is going to make us a playoff team.
And keep in mind, the Jets have a better roster than we did last year. And look what he did over there.
Was it 6 games? I forgot how many games they won.
I think it was like 5, but he had about 3 or 4 games. There was one game here. It was raining. I'm trying to remember who they were playing, and he just looked so bad. I mean, he was missing throw. Like, yes, Aaron Rodgers right now is a better thrower than Russell Wilson. But like you said, and like I said to our boy Cody, salute to Cody in the chat. That's like saying
Cody.
That's like saying, well, I would get to it because he said he actually watched his games. That's like saying a rock is harder than a pebble. It's like, okay. It's like, like they're both old men. They're both old men. We're not changing life by getting any one of them, which is why I don't understand why we're sitting here like this, making us look desperate. You need to sign one of these other guys, Flacco, Winston, or whoever. And guess what? So we can focus on the draft, because that's what's going to start to turn the wheel here. Like sitting here waiting on Rodgers, throwing almost $100 million at Stafford, like that's not going to do it. We have nothing like our core. We have no core. Like if you're working out, our core is horrible right now. It's all, we don't even have in the front looking good, like on the outside. We don't even look good on the outside. We can't even fake it. Like we're a mess right now.
They always say fake it till you make it, and that's a good point using the rock and the pebble analogy, because I used an analogy the other day and speaking about the quarterback, and I love it because I'm not going to say who the person was because they actually answered the question. I basically asked the person, I said, which weighs more, 100 pounds of rocks or 100 pounds of feathers? And it automatically goes, well, it's 100 pounds of rocks.
Using that Joe Schoen math.
And I was looking at him, I'm like, and this is a friend of mine. I'm looking at him like,
oh, you cut class a lot.
And I love it because I said, I didn't realize that you were stupid. All this times I didn't know that, and that's what I kind of think about Jets. I'm gonna drop T-Brad in a minute, but I want to get to the comment section real quick. Let's see here, because Dan says the Falcons are keeping Cousins for now. Yeah, they picked up the $10 million option off season. What's up, off Broadway? Timmy, what's up, G family? How can you be a GM with zero foresight? Ron, I never know what his name is, stated the Giants still plan to trade for number one, says Juan. I would pick Mason Graham if both quarterbacks are gone. I can't pick Mason Graham. And I keep telling you guys this over and over again. I got Maverick here and I got Goose in the waiting. I'm not gonna sit there and take a running mate for. Bless you, Rachel.
Did you hear that? Tim said, "Bless you."
Where are my noodles? No, it's a pasta. To this day, that still cracks me up. I will never forget that. I cannot take a running mate for Dexter Lawrence when the problem isn't the interior of the line. It's just them running off tackle left and right because your two defensive ends can't play the run. But don't worry, when I got the guy from Dallas who had 5.5 sacks, we finally got an opportunity to start, which means he's going to be wonderful here. Pale Rider says next season is going to be extremely entertaining. It'll be more fun to bash this team than it is to watch them, for me anyways. F14, come on, show me that pilot shit. Come on, Goose. Come on. We're going to drop Goose in. We got Goose. We got Maverick.
Chill, that's Iceman.
There's Iceman. I can't see Iceman.
Not Goose. We're not doing that to brother T. Brad.
Yeah, I can't see the Iceman.
Yeah, that's Iceman. Black man, Iceman. That's Black Ice.
We got Black Ice here. We got Maverick and Black Ice coming in strong.
Good morning, people. Good morning, afternoon.
Waiting for
what up, brother?
We are not leaving the air today until Aaron Rodgers signs. I am committed.
I don't want him.
Wait a minute. I'm not done yet. I am committed to staying on this mic until Aaron Rodgers becomes a New York Football Giant or until it hits 12 o'clock. Whatever one comes first. That's my dedication to Aaron Rodgers, because that's how much dedication Aaron Rodgers right now has to the Giants.
He's a damn diva.
But don't you want a quarterback diva?
I don't
Willie
want
Beeman was a quarterback
I don't want
diva.
an old quarterback diva. Aaron Rodgers is like a woman past her prime who thinks she's still in her prime.
Shots fired.
Damn.
With just an old.
Damn. I thought I was bad.
And still trying to wear the provocative clothes from when she had it going on. Like,
yeah.
No, it's like me. This is the Giants in a nutshell. The Giants are living from 2011 backwards. Like, the mystique of the Giants will bring you here. Like, no,
nostalgia.
We've been terrible. We've been what Chris Rock said. You was the prime queen, now you're the prime fiend. Like, we suck.
We've only been terrible. We've only been terrible for 13 years and only had 2 good seasons in 13 years. We haven't been that bad.
Right.
2 out of 13 is not bad.
We won a playoff game. Woo-hoo.
We won a playoff game.
And the rest of the Giants fans actually gave that reason as why Daniel Jones was a good quarterback. I mean, we've been tearing it up, and I really didn't expect anything better than what we're doing right now. You have a team who sucks with a general manager who sucks, and you keep that same general manager who sucks, and you expect him to do good.
I love this, James. We all heard that sneeze. I really think my window is open. I really do think I heard it from here.
You're disturbing the stream.
Hey, you better be careful before she shoot back. F that damn stream.
I was gonna say, James, you're playing with fire, man.
If I get hit in the back of the head with a shoe, you know where it came from.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. I don't need a sandal coming down and hit me from the head from upstairs. Yeah. So I'm just not saying anything at this point in time.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
T. Brad, do you want Russell Wilson? Because I don't know if the Giants do.
I could care less one way or the other. I thought we should have grabbed him when Aaron Rodgers didn't sign within the first few days. I thought we should have signed him. He shouldn't have got out without a contract. The second time we talked to him, it said, you know what? We may be like, you asked this girl to go out. She may be interested, but she's still picking out her options But you ask this other girl to go out, she's like, "Yeah, I'm interested. Take the girl who's interested.
But
It's a better relationship.
people seem
It's
to
a better
forget.
relationship."
The Aaron Rodgers thing.
Smart man.
People seem to forget though, and I don't blame Aaron Rodgers for taking his time because of the fact that Aaron Rodgers could not negotiate with anyone because he was still on the Jets roster till like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
He wasn't released yet. So yeah, I know it's legal tampering, but it's not legal tampering to go without the team's consent, though, of course, unless there's going to be a trade for anyone to speak to Aaron Rodgers until he was officially released from the Jets. So when a lot of people say, well, Aaron Rodgers is taking too much time. Well, no, he probably just got the offers a couple days ago.
Right.
So if I'm looking at figuring out what my legacy is and what my lineage is going to be, I might take some time to decide, do I want to retire? Do I want to be a Viking? Do I want to be a Steeler? Or do I just want to be a Giant? And like I said, I find it strange that his options seem to be Minnesota, Steelers, retirement, Giants. You know, and literally, and if I'm fourth on that list, I'm the Giants, and he decides to come in, are you really enthused that you were the option above retirement, or you were the option instead of retirement? I'll go get 45 million a year for the Giants, quit after next season, and I'll go back onto the beach.
And there are Giants fans saying, "So you're saying there's a chance?"
There's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance.
You know, T-Brad brought up a good point. And to any ladies in here, I'm sorry. Just imagine when I say woman, just put a man there. It's like this. What he just said is such a perfect example of if you're trying to get with this one girl, and you're trying, and she keeps holding you off because she's waiting for Pretty Ricky on the other block to make his decision. If Pretty Ricky turns her down and Smooth Sam turns her down, then she finally comes to you. How happy you think she's going to be on that date? She's going to make you pay out the behind. She's not going to be in a good mood. God forbid, if the other dude texts her while she's out on the date with you, she's going to be like this at the table, and you're going to be like, "Hey, baby, okay, you need something?" "No, I'm fine. Matter of fact, I'm not feeling too good. We may have to cut this short because Pretty Ricky is about to come." Yeah. So it's like
there for the free food.
You're there for the free food and the ride, baby. So it's like, what are we doing?
So T-Brad said it best.
Telling me there's a chance.
That is literally a segment of Giant content creators. Yeah, there's a chance, man, that Aaron Rodgers might not retire and become a Giant.
Some of y'all don't have pride. What happened to men or just the human pride, even women, your pride? Like, we're sitting here like this. I put my hands underneath my legs and I'm rocking back and forth. And we're just waiting for Aaron Rodgers. And it's like, ha, 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 ha. And then we're not going to get him. I'm telling you right now, we're not going to get him. I'm saying here first, we're not going to get him. And then we're going to have to scramble back to Russell. But then Russell, if he's smart, is going to go, nah,
Pittsburgh.
I'm going to go somewhere else. Even if he goes to Cleveland, he'll go anywhere else, just not to come here.
Well, like we said before, if you are the Steelers and you whiff on Rodgers, you don't have a quarterback. You bring Russell Wilson back in. Because why? And if you're Russell Wilson and they're like, well, I can get 40 million from the Giants, or I can get 40 million from the Steelers. I could go to the playoffs. I could be a 3-win team and maybe have to mentor a quarterback.
And they just got DK Metcalf.
And you got DK Metcalf.
And I used to throw to that guy.
And you
got Liberty.
And you put him in with George Pickens and everyone else.
Good culture, winning culture.
Yeah, I mean, where would you literally go? Then we're stuck with Shane Falco and Jameis Winston.
The Giants owe us Cam Ward. They owe at this point.
The league.
They owe us something. Yeah, T-Brad.
I don't like to feel like this world owes you anything, but this fucking GM damn sure owes us something. And I'm using all kinds of F-bombs.
Back in 1984, the NBA owed Patrick Ewing to the Knicks after what happened to Bernard King and the knee injury in '83. They needed that icon in New York. And like I said, I never sit there and tell you the ping pong balls were rigged, but they owed the league owed the Giants and the Knicks Patrick Ewing. The Giants are owed a Cam Ward.
Giants fans are.
Giant fans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
the
are.
Giants
Seriously.
fans are. We put in hours.
We as a fan base, we are owed that. We had to deal with and like I said, I love Eli Manning, but we had to deal with the 3 years way too long with Eli. We had to deal with 6 years of Daniel Jones. So over the last 9 years, we have been in purgatory. We are owed something as a fan base. So Joe Schoen needs to be the smartest guy in the room.
He's not the smartest guy in the room when he's the only guy in the room.
And go make that trade for Cam Ward. Do the Ernie Accorsi. Give up the 2 first-rounders. Give up the 5th and whatever. Let it be Sean Lights Out Merriam because he played well for like 3 seasons and fell off the fucking planet. And what did the Giants only do? They win 2 Super Bowls. Yeah, do the lights out dance because it was lights out after year 4, after he got that second big contract.
And last thing is, if Cam Ward turns out to be what we hope him to be, then the trades are worth it. I don't know what people are thinking about. Like you said, they got Sean Merriman. They picked up like a lineman. They picked up like 3 guys that they used from those picks for a little while.
And they got Phillip Rivers.
Right, and you got a franchise quarterback
for 14.
They had years of 14-2, 12 and this, 13-3, and guess what? No Super Bowls. If you get the guy and you build around him, that's all that matters. I don't care if we
AFC Championship games.
Did they? No, I don't even know if they made one. Maybe one, and they lost to the Patriots. Maybe I'm not even sure. But they had a bunch of good teams when LT was still there and Rivers, and they had Merriman doing the sack dance. And it's like
Super Bowls. I still like to be a winning team.
Yes, at least that. Yeah, thank you, brother. Like we're not even. I would like to be competitive. How about that? I want to show up. I want to show up to the fight, and I have the other guy going, "Oh, I got to watch out for his right hand." I don't want to show up to the fight, and the guy's like, "All right, this will be over in 30 seconds. Where you want to go to eat after this? Let me just dust this guy off real quick." That's what we are. We are the team on the schedule when other teams look. Well, we got the Giants. That's a win.
We're the team on the schedule where people go get on a boat and be like, "Yo, we got time. We don't got to practice that hard this week. We're pretty all right."
The San Diego Chargers did make one AFC Championship, and James is right. It was a loss to the New England Patriots. That was back in 2008.
Tommy
Rivers. Guess what Phillip Rivers' record is as a starting quarterback in the playoffs?
In the playoffs?
Probably bad.
In the playoffs. Now remember, he did go to one AFC
I'll say he has a losing record.
He was 5.
I'll say 3.
Yeah, I'll say he has a losing record.
He was 5. He was 5-7 in the playoffs.
Only reason I know that is because I've argued who's a better quarterback between him and Eli plenty of times, and I said if you look at the talent on some of the offensive talent on some of them Chargers teams, it's like, hey, he can throw the ball like crazy, but when crunch time comes, Rivers hiding somewhere. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing, but.
And out of those 5 playoff wins, can anybody in the chat even bring up one that jumps out at you as memory? Like, wow, that was memorable. Like, I can remember Trevor Lawrence, Sunshine sucks, which hurts me because I love Remember the Titans. But I will always remember him coming back from that 30-point deficit against the Chargers in the playoffs. I can remember that. I can't remember one of Phillip Rivers' playoff wins. And they had great teams.
Eli Manning, 8-4, 2 Super Bowls in the playoffs.
Eli's pretty good.
Eli
and he really should be 9-4 because we should have. I'm gonna keep saying we should have beat Green Bay, but the boat trip, we should have won that game. The boat trip, we should have won that game.
We dropped 2 touchdowns in the first quarter.
I'll tell you a game we should have won, but we sat Plaxico Burress for shooting himself when we played the Eagles that year. That was the year that I was talking the most trash as a Giants fan. I'm like, yo. We were kicking ass that year. I was like, yo, we're good. And the Giants, again, being the conservative team that they are, we're going to sit Plaxico Burress. The NFL didn't sit him. The Giants made that decision to sit him. And we went out and lost to Philly. I was like, that was stupid.
I forgot about that.
I gave a good PSA a long time ago for Plaxico Burress. As someone that someone that wears a concealed weapon every day. You don't wear a concealed weapon without a permit, first of all. Second of all, and you also don't wear them while you're wearing sweatpants going to the strip club.
Going to the strip. Can you? Hey, is that a gun in your pocket? Or are you just happy to see me?
I was gonna
It's a gun in my pocket.
You don't want to take 2 guns for the lap dance at the strip club.
I've done security at a strip club for like 2 years. I did security at a strip club. Never had a problem with never ever did I go in and be like, man, I'm gonna need to bring my gun tonight. The only people that are fighting are usually the dancers. The guys are usually pretty well mannered. They're good. They're not even there to see.
But the worst part is, he didn't even get into the strip club. That was the worst part. Outside the strip club.
He's online like, oh my God. I was so mad at that. Because like T-Brad said, if y'all don't remember, we were like, first of all, we were like 5-0, 6-0, and we lost to Cleveland on Monday night. I'll never forget that. And I always remember like, well, we're going to lose this game because everybody's just assuming we're going to blow them out. But even after that, we ran off like another 4 straight wins. We were a dominant team. Dominant. And for this fool to bring a gun in sweatpants, it's like, so you wanted the extra feel because you wore sweatpants, but then you felt unsafe, so you put a gun in.
But wait a minute. But we forget. Then your teammate, who is your starting middle linebacker, goes and hides the gun from the police.
That's what friends are for.
And then says,
it's called panic mode.
That says, I don't know what happened. Well, someone evidently had a gun. You were the one that hit the gun from the police. T-Brad, is that the picture above your head an Ernest Watson?
No, this is like a redo. It's the old picture from Good Times, but it's done.
I was gonna say, isn't that?
Yeah,
I thought that was the Good Times
rappers. One. Yeah, it's more.
Oh wow, that's dope. Oh,
wow.
It's the juke joint modernized a little bit.
Oh wow.
Let me see. Do I have both of them up here?
I would zoom that in, but I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I got the juke joint up here.
Wait a minute.
And then,
I think I can do this. Hold on.
Version down there.
Wait a minute. Can I do this? Hold on. No, it doesn't do. It didn't work. Didn't work. That didn't work. Why is this not? I don't know.
Now you made us. Now you pygmied us.
I like it better because then I can have Strider in real small. So now we're just be real small. This is now called the Joe Schoen of YouTube.
Ever since the Joe Schoen takeover, we've been the little giants.
We were the little giants.
We are now referred to guys as the little giants.
Hey, we need a Becky.
We need a Becky right now.
Some of y'all didn't get that joke. We need a Becky.
Well, that's like no one got. I mean, I think outside of the 3 of us, no one got the Reno Hightower.
Oh,
I don't think people get that one. I ain't going front. They don't get
Unless
that.
you get the white shoe, you gotta have the white shoes though.
I literally, I even text you guys. I literally still have my white pony cleats.
Wow. Yeah, you did say that.
People don't remember that movie.
So I might wear that with the those that do not know, of course, Best of Times is a great movie, great 80s movie. I went out and got the Reno Hightower Rocket jersey. And I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear it in the draft.
Wear a draft day. Yeah, there you go.
I am wearing that in the draft. I'm breaking out the Reno Hightower. Best quarterback Taft High has ever had. And we're gonna go from there.
I got a question, Tim.
Shoot.
Never mind. Go ahead.
No,
I don't want to shoot my question out there. I don't want to shoot my question out there.
Shoot the question out. Now you have to.
I can't.
Now you have to.
Come on, now I want to know.
Now you have to. Now I want to know. Now
I'm sorry. We just really we were talking about tough losses. Like, what's the tough loss that you remember that as a Giants fan? Like, man, I wish we can get that one back.
Eagles.
49ers playoff game when Strahan was here and we were in 49ers playoff game.
I was going to say the Trey Junkins block snap. That should have been a penalty on the 49ers.
That is the one I want back, yes.
That if I wanted one game back, that would probably be, well, that and to Strider's point, the Deshaun Jackson, Matt
that was bad too.
Kick return.
Kicked it right to him, Strider.
Kicked Kicked. You know
Yep.
what? Even Coughlin yells at Matt Dodge as soon as he comes off the fucking sideline. Even say you don't fucking kick right to him. You kicked it right to him in the middle of the field. Then the motherfucker drops the ball.
I got a funny.
Picks it up. Wait, I'm not done straight. Runs backwards. Goes and gets the Geno's. Gets the fucking cheesesteak. Has a beer. Puts the money back in the parking meter. Comes back into the stadium. Finishes his popcorn. And then runs it back for a fucking touchdown. That would be one. That would be one. I was there.
That was bad.
I was there, and I remember screaming. I was screaming because my wife was right there. I was like, he kicked it in the middle of the fucking field.
Yeah, it's funny when you tell the players, don't do that, do the other way, and they do exactly the opposite. And the funniest thing was, I remember when I think Eli connected with Kevin Boss for the touchdown. I remember thinking, oh man, I think this game's over.
They think it's over.
I left, and then I come back. I found out they lost, and I was like, what? Oh my God, that was painful.
Oh, this is a good one though. I forgot about one. This from Greg the Turd Hauler, the 1989 Flipper Anderson walk-off touchdown in the playoffs, where the motherfucker caught the ball and just ran
out the stadium. Yeah.
Stadium.
Wow.
I forgot about.
Yeah,
in 8th grade when that happened. I was so
wow.
I forgot about that. My other top one
was that
what's that?
Was that the Rams one? The Flipper Anderson?
Yeah, no, that was
Vikings.
I believe that was
the Rams.
That was the Rams. I thought it was
the Rams.
Oh,
yeah, it's not Vikings.
That's right.
He beat Mark Collins.
That's right. That's
wow.
Right. Oh my God. My other top worst Giant game ever is any Daniel Jones start.
Yeah, well, we've seen his starts.
Just gonna throw that out there while I can.
Well, in a weird way, the playoff game it should actually go up there because even though we won, we lost. Because that convinced our GM to sign him. It convinced half of this fan base that he was good, and we lost Saquon after that, and that's why we're here where we are now.
Yeah.
That win was actually a loss. That's one of the few times in life where you think you're winning, but you really took a loss. It's just not going to hit you till later.
And it's funny that the GM who says, Joe Schoen says, quarterback's the most important position and has never drafted a quarterback.
Ever.
We also heard him say this is the year of Daniel Jones, and it clearly wasn't. Oh my God, that was so painful to hear.
We also heard him sit on Hard Knocks, sit there with Ryan Poles and go, well, at least you're going to take a quarterback and you don't have to keep doing all this research on quarterbacks. Okay, well, if you keep researching one, why don't you just fucking take one? It's
You're only gonna get this job once, his son said.
And his son was. Listen, we're at 90 likes. Can we get 100 before we leave? And I want to thank the 100 and something people that are watching on YouTube, the 264 that are watching on that streaming platform that's only one letter, and the 100 plus and the 100 plus we had at one point in time watching on that place where you post pictures and it's instant.
You got people in there too? Oh, you're expanding your portfolio.
We are well, no, you can only do it for an hour.
That's what she said.
Oh wow.
So on that one platform that I had to figure that out, how to make that work. But
that's hilarious.
Our growth has been exponential here at the Online Big Blue Studios. We're just
Yo, Strider, let me ask you a question since you're on here. Let me put you on the spot.
What up?
What do you think about Jackson Dart? And do you think there's a chance? And Tim Kayate, don't say nothing. Do you think there's a cool? Do you? Okay, you know what I'm gonna say. All right.
Look,
do you
think he's better off going to the Rams? He's better going off to the Rams, being mentored by Stafford, but not going to New York. I don't want him here.
I just figured it out.
I like this guy.
I just figured out we have Maverick. We have Black Ice.
I'll be Goose.
No, you're gonna be
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Slider?
You're Slider.
Okay.
You are Slider. Instead of Strider, you're Slider.
There we go.
Nice.
And I'll be Jester.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I like that. Or
Yeah,
Viper.
Jester went below
Be
the hard
Viper.
deck though. Jester
I
went
like
below the
Viper.
hard deck when he was
Get your
about to get
butts in the
caught.
hard deck.
He's
Yeah.
like, he's like, they can't find you a Rio. Give me a
That's right.
call. I'll fly with you.
That's what but I like that was straighter.
Get your ass above the hard deck.
Yeah.
I just had, well, that's the thing about that movie, which I love. Harry has the most racist name next to Toby in movie history because the black co-pilot is named Sundown.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sundown.
So wasn't his helmet like the?
It was like the.
It was the sun. It was
the sun, like
was
going
like the
down.
rising sun of Japan or something. Like
Yes,
that?
yes, like in
that's what
opposite. I get
remember.
yes.
Hey man, we had him. We had him.
We could have had him, man. We're goddamn good and ready.
Fire when I'm goddamn good and ready.
You just sit in the back and ride the bus, Toby.
I felt like Sundowner should have punched Tom Cruise in his shit.
Yo, my man Sundown had his little get out of it. You shut up and ride the back, Rosa Parks. Damn it. This is my plane.
And you know what I realized about watching that Top Gun movie over and over? Merlin was the guy from Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, he's Tim Robbins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just realized that too. I was like, isn't that Shawshank Redemption guy? I was like, holy crap.
Oh, now I got to go back and look at it.
It's a young.
Yeah, that cast was amazing, man.
And it's got a lot of quotables. Top Gun has a lot of quotables.
Oh my God.
Like every now and then on Facebook, I'll put on my thing. I'm like, this is Ghost Rider requesting flyby. And then you'll see, people
negative Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
Yo, love that movie. But we got to get back to being Top Gun, man. We got to buzz the tower. We haven't buzzed the tower
and have no idea what we're talking about.
Oh no, they think we're talking about the new one, T-Brad.
The best guy in Top Gun is the bald dude. That one was cussing out Maverick and Goose.
Yeah, the commander of the ship.
Yeah. Like, you don't fly that plane, and like you don't own that plane. The taxpayers do. That one.
Well, that's because your body's writing checks your ego can't cash. Just make sure you know that.
Right, like Merlin was number one. He crapped out. Now you guys are number one.
That's right, baby.
Tell me
love
about
that movie, man.
Time. Yeah.
Love that movie, man.
How many times have you? Going around the room? How many times have you seen it? Do you think?
Oh my God.
Times.
Oh my God. Not as much as Jaws, but it's up there.
When that come out?
Every time you're up
86. That came out in 1986.
86 to 2025. That's a lot of times, especially when
VHS, DVD, streaming
on all the time. Man, I couldn't.
It's on TV. But everyone also will always remember.
I feel the need. The need
for speed. There we go. Fuck the Giants.
Yeah.
This is more fun to talk about.
This is more fun to talk about the Giants.
And guess what? When this came out, the Giants were actually fucking good.
They won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They came out in the summer of '86 because I actually remember that because I went and saw it in the theater as a youngster.
It was a classic, though. Yeah.
We're at 92 likes. I wanted to get 100 before we leave. We got 114 people, 116 people still in the
Come on, we need 8 more, man. We just gave you great Top Gun quotables.
We gave you Top Gun quotable movie. What is the most quotable movie, though? That's a good question.
Oh, wow.
What is the most? I mean, there are some movies that, because like I said, we use. I mean, there's always my favorite movie.
Forrest Gump. I can't tell you what it is. You can never ask me about it later, and we're gonna hurt some people. Whose car are we gonna take?
There we go. That's for people that know the town. That's always one of my favorite quotes. But most quotable movie.
That's a good question. I think we did. Well, Top Gun has to be up there.
Yeah,
that has to be up there. Damn. I'm trying to take my personal out of it.
You have to do your personal.
Oh, come on, man.
We quote Trading Places a lot at my house. Trading Places, we have a lot of quotables in my
Coming to America.
Coming to America is a good one. You know,
how about Gladiator?
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
Why doesn't the hero reveal himself and tell us all your real name?
My name is Gladiator.
You do have a name.
Slave.
My name is Gladiator.
Oh, I quote Gladiator all the time, and there's that. My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Oh, I was waiting for the build up for him to say that because that was
Yeah.
like an epic part of the movie. Because when he turns around and Joaquin Phoenix's face is like, "Holy shit, I thought you were
Word.
dead."
He's like, I'm father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance.
Yeah, everybody was like, "Woo!" Now what?
Yeah, that was the most badass line in the movie.
Yeah, that was some bad. Yeah, now I can tell you the most quotable. I can tell you some badass lines. That was bad.
But
I
I
mean,
don't remember who said. Wait, I don't remember who said this movie. This is one of my favorite quotes from this movie.
I'm a karate man, all right? Karate man on the inside.
Beverly Hills Cop.
No.
Right?
Trading places.
My other favorite lines is, yeah, the phone in the limo's busted. What are you, ignorant?
I'm a karate man.
Looking good, Billy Ray.
Feeling good.
Lewis.
Oh my God.
Actually lost legs.
Yeah, one of my favorite Eddie Murphy movies of all time.
Come on, 5 more likes, people. We're going to keep talking about Heat is one per Sling Blade.
Sling Blade.
Sling Blade.
I never even seen
Whoa.
the movie.
Oh, Sling.
Sling Blade.
Sling Blade's a good movie, but I don't know about quotables.
Well, I like it. I like
I
it
got
because
more quotables from Blade.
he goes, I would like some of them French fried potatoes. You know, I like Sling Blade. I can see snakes on a plane.
How about Forrest Gump?
The only line I remember on Snakes on a Plane is who put these goddamn snakes on the plane.
Oh,
Forrest
I'm tired
Gump.
of these motherfucking snakes on my motherfucking planes or something like that.
Yeah, that was the only thing. You know, my favorite movie.
Did you order the code red? I did the job. Did
Oh,
you
this.
order the code red?
You're goddamn right, I did.
That is one of my favorite movies of all time. Absolutely.
I used to watch that on Laserdisc when it first came out. Because that was the way to watch a few good.
And that's high tech. That's high
back,
tech. Right
oh,
there.
back in the day, yeah. My friend
there
had it. His parents bought it from. That was his place to go. All right, we got 4 more likes and we're out of here, people.
How about my cousin Vinny?
Yeah.
Is there anything quotable?
Absolutely. The 2 Utes.
The 2 Utes? What's a Ute?
The what? The what?
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas is always a good one.
Here's a sidebar from Goodfellas. If you didn't know, that whole funny how, that was all Pesci and Scorsese.
Yeah.
What you call him? Did Ray Liotta had no idea? That wasn't in the script. He had no idea what it. So everything you see there is natural. He's like Tommy, like he had no idea what's going on. Joe Pesci was telling a story how he wanted to throw that in. No one kind of knew except Joe Pesci, and it came out like epic.
Now we got I'm your Huckleberry from
Tombstone.
Yeah.
We got to give a shout out to Clint Eastwood for my grandfather because I'm not going to name. Clint Eastwood had a lot of quotables in his westerns. I can't name one, but for my grandfather, I just got to put out Clint.
Hang 'em High.
Fistful of Dollars.
Fistful of Pale Rider. You know,
how about
he's
Bronx Tale?
Bronx Tale.
Now you can't leave.
Life is wasted talent.
Leave. That's an epic line too.
But here is probably one of the lines that for not a quotable movie, but this is probably one of the most quotable movies in cinematic history.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
That's a great movie.
I always do that when my wife buys something from Amazon. What's in the box?
That makes a great meme. That makes a great meme. You come home and you see the Amazon box. What's in the
box? What's in the fucking box?
Speaking of Tombstone, I think Val Kilmer stole that movie. I mean, he was just so awesome to watch as Val Kilmer. He should have won an award, I think.
Absolutely.
But I don't think he did.
Val Kilmer was a very, very talented actor in his heyday before he, is dealing with what he's dealing with now. But if you look at some of his older roles, like Val Kilmer held it down. Like back in the day, he really
that guy
did.
you didn't like. He was always like that kind of like douche type dude. You didn't like him.
That was a good.
When he started as Batman, he was good, but no one really liked him. I was like, he was fine. I hated George Clooney Batman.
We don't talk about that Batman.
We don't talk about that. There's only
we don't talk about George Clooney. That's not Batman.
Wait a
That's
minute.
ER, man.
We forgot another quotable movie.
What we got?
Play to player, pimp to pimp.
I don't think you shoot.
It's not Denzel, is it? Who was
It's
that?
Of course that
it's
is.
no fun when the rabbit has the gun.
A lot of
You
quotables in that. A lot
you
of
gotta
quotables in
you
that.
gotta play your audio from my man R.I.P. One of my favorite actors, and I can't think of his name. I feel bad. From Aliens and Apollo
Oh,
13, but
Hudson.
he had Hudson. Game over, man.
Game
Game over.
over. What the fuck are we
Love
supposed to
that.
do now, man? What are we supposed to do?
Like he was saying, his character in that movie was us. Like if we were in that position, everything he said was something we would have said. Those things are gonna come in here, and they're gonna kill us, and we're all gonna die.
And I love it because
Oh
I love
man.
it to see when Ripley's like, well, she survived here for 2 months without any weapons or training. Why don't you put her in
Put her in
charge?
charge then, huh? Stole it, Hudson. And he said,
Because that was
oh man.
a classic. That Hudson was a classic on that one. I don't even know
Well,
where we're at. Where are we at here? Where are we at here? Of course, the other quotable is always from the other movie.
Fly in the ointment, Hans. The monkey in the roach. The pain in the ass.
you know, come on out to the coast. We'll get a few
Let's
laughs.
have some fun.
Eugene,
Every time I
Uh,
watch that, when you look at, there's a scene where it's showing from the bottom where Powell got shot and they're by the gas station, and I always look at like, damn, gas was 74 cents in California. What a
yo,
way! What
woo,
a way to live!
wow.
oh my
It's
goodness
almost
gracious.
$5 here in California now.
Yeah,
I can't find the Hudson quote. Oh no, I can't. I think we might have
You
lost
imagine
it.
going up to the pump, be like, hey, I got 75 cents. How
Yeah,
much gas can I get?
I'm gonna put some gas in the tank.
hey, $5 used to be gas money. Hey, can you take me
Yeah,
downtown and take me here? Take me here. I need gas money. Well, I give you $5. $5 give you damn near a half a tank, quarter tank.
But
shoot.
the other movie that I love quoting all the time, especially in our house, is
Am I the meanest? Sure enough. Am I the prettiest? Sure enough. Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time? Sure enough.
that's why I walk around and say, "Who is the one and only master?"
This sucker catches bullets with his teeth.
Kiss my Converse.
Oh,
That
that's the
might be
greatest
my.
line ever.
That is probably my second most watched movie of all time. If I had to put my life on the line, like, what's the second most movie you watch? It would probably be The Last Dragon.
He was like, you're watching, you're feeling the glow because when you reach
Yeah,
that upper level, your mind, body, and soul must be one. It's
that's
a
right.
sacrifice.
That's right.
So, we've
It's the
hit
way of
we.
life.
It's the way of life. We've hit our 100 likes. And
Woo-hoo.
we're gonna get out of here, and I do appreciate everyone. That was a goal for today, 100 likes. I want to thank all the people that have been following us on the regular YouTube sphere. I want to thank the 253 people still. I'm going to say it now, still following us on that platform. So make sure. I want to thank all those people that hung in tight from there. I want to thank Strider. I want to thank T-Brad. I want to thank James, also known as Maverick, Black Ice, and Slider. This is the Jester saying, this is Tim's New York Giant Straight Talk, powered by my Big Blue LLC. We're going to have maybe a stream on Monday. We're going to wait and see and find out. But until then, everyone stay safe. Have yourself a good weekend. Watch out for the storms, and we are out of here.